lineage, stuck on this earthly pilgrimage, lost or will to live. The kingdoms at hand, place of biz because of mental explosion, brain corrosion, collecting heads and Romans, awaken the lost tribes that's been dozing. The prophets have arisen to resurrect the chosen, while the universe stands frozen and prophecies start unfolding, exploding. While the whole world sleeps, the shepherds are lost, sheep creep deep to the golden gates. It's Esau the Lord hates, from crimes of thievery to even murder and rape. We close the drapes, watch them like rape, while these fakes that perpetrate my people's there's no equal in this. We do the Deuteronomy 7 and 6. I know it's hard like bricks, but don't trip, we got the kingdom coming. No more slumming and bumming, the Lord's coming. Busting through, reach St. John 4 and 22, and guess who? The Lord's got a swore for. Settle the score. All you heathens hit the floor. See these 12 stars, defenders of the law. Tiger Woods enough to bar for this. Scandalous, murderous, evangelist who's girded up, ready to die for the words of the script. We too wise to be dumb. The hell with ice, we want the kingdom. Let's get out these sons and tell them where we from. Israel. You heard this, tuck tail, the bell, your rhymes is frail. You stepped in the zone where we excel. We too wise to be dumb. The hell with ice, we want the kingdom. Let's get out these sons and tell them where we from. Israel. You heard this, tuck tail, the bell, your rhymes is frail. You stepped in the zone where we excel.
It's on. I pop my color like spawn. Transform the sandstorm, right? I take storm, reborn like the children of the corn with the going on. Legion is swarm, be warm. Sound of alarms, I harm. Dreams like hideous screams. Posted in between ivory beams. Israelite kings, challenges, particular cancer, bandage and damage and challenges. Brandish, hang up the silence and smite them, light them like halogens. Oh, yeah, drop the ass, mark the block up. Super shoulders, dropping bombs, bows, and boulders. Big shots, blaze, big bugs with big ballers. I stop blazing, weed to stack dollars. Got more styles, more grooves than Elijah One got post moves. So smooth, so cool, roll through and rush. You see lyrical vocals, cold crush and flow through. Sandstorm riders inside us, some motherfucking riots, phantom menaces with their wrinkles of blemishes. And it's the venomous citizens, witness the bandages in. Back to Genesis, it's simple and plain. We got you breaking for the bridge like Ichabod Crane. It's on.
We too wise to be dumb. The hell with ice, we want the kingdom. Let's get out these sons and tell them where we from. Israel. You heard this, tuck tail, the bell, your rhymes is frail. You stepped in the zone where we excel. We too wise to be dumb. The hell with ice, we want the kingdom. Let's get out these sons and tell them where we from. Israel. You heard this, tuck tail, the bell, your rhymes is frail. You stepped in the zone where we excel.
I represent the struggle for excellence. No one can keep alive. A ghetto survivor born in a generation of vipers. The venom be the backbite, hating individuals here. Snake slither and snare, we don't feel over here.
Affliction is straight rough on a J, especially when you've been thrown in a pit of snakes. My breath intake be great, my mind state is like whatever it takes. I ain't off for the dough, let's get it straight. Now you wanna be bold, let the truth be told. Most of us don't know, we were sold like black gold. Niggas don't care, you rather get blowed. I ain't staying silent like tiptoes, I'm up early like the crow.
Pain and discipline, souls together in game, rather than shattering stain. Build the tattered and main, banish the damaged and lane, ravish the bastards that claim, repping this thing. See what more balls and jock straps, more balls and crotch grass, more balls and spalling, more balls and rolling, got more balls and all of them here. Back to New Orleans, rap stingers and lingers that represent like symbols and flags and middle fingers.
We don't linger, make it happen with the Nina. I'm a head turner like Tina, looking for wisdom. Have you seen her? SOJ, we leading the race. Keep up the pace, now follow the leaders. Come on, we too wise to be dumb. The hell with ice, we want the kingdom. Let's get out these sons and tell them where we from. Israel, you heard this, tuck tail, the bell, your rhymes is frail. You stepped in the zone where we excel. We too wise to be dumb. The hell with ice, we want the kingdom. Let's get out these sons and tell them where we from. Israel, you heard this, tuck tail, the bell, your rhymes is frail. You stepped in the zone where we excel.
All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. While Yahweh shines, Shabbat Shalom to the fam in the house, man. Look, we're too wise to be done. The hell with ice, we want the kingdom. Let's get out these slums and tell them where we from. Israel. They heard this, tuck tailed and bailed. The rhymes are frail. You stepped in the zone where we excel. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, man. Hopefully everybody's doing well on the Shabbat, man. Let me go ahead and stop sharing that music. as an introduction, man, making sure my family's awake, alive, and ready to rock, man. DSTM, I believe this is episode 282. I could be off. Somebody help me out if I'm off. Who's been keeping track? Because your brother sure has lost track. The last I remember, we was around 280. It's been at least 2 or 3 episodes since then. Who knows? Time is moving so fast. Who can keep up? You dig what I'm saying? Let me take this banner off because we have started. Blessed Shabbat to the house of Bayan in the house of Byron in the house. Blessed Shabbat to y'all. Shar Shabbat to brother Ron out there. Shabbat Shalom to Brother Marie. All right. Shar in the house. Koav, Quab, brother Hoshaya, Shalom to you. Shalak in the house. All praise to the Most High. Yerah, Shalom to you, my sister. Brother Jason, Shalom to you. Oh, there go my Karnan right there. Shalom to my brother Habashah in the house. Okay. And anybody and everyone else who's going to be tuning in, man, it's your brother IQAhmath, IQAhmath, first name, IQ, it's all the same. DSTM is where you've reached, man, where we're going to be talking about and exposing the true current events that's going on in the earth, man. There's a whole lot going on, all within the last 7 days. We're going to bounce in and out. We're going to look at the world events as it pertains to the war as usual, and the wars and the rumors of wars is going on all throughout the earth, right? Then we're going to dip into these distractions that have been thrown into our faces, you know, from the P. Diddy news to the did Putin actually reveal and say, look, guess what we found? Christ is actually black and we're going to start worshiping. Did he really say that? Or is that really what's going on? How about the bridge over there in Maryland? Is that distraction area? But was it a terrorist attack? What was going on? I think there's been enough distractions to intermingle in with whatever else has been going on in the earth. So we're going to attack those. Then we're going to get to some more serious news that pertains to Revelations 13, the beast system, the mark, all that other stuff. Yeah, it's all going down right here, right now. Shalom to my brother Aladad in the house, man. Shalom to you. Without further ado, man, let's get right to it. All right, let's get right to it. Hit that like button, man. Wipe your feet. If you came up in here, man, and you did not respect the house, man, do an about face for your brother. You know what that means. Turn around, head out that way, wipe them feet, hit that like button, man. Come on back in. Your plate is still on the table. I didn't take it off. I didn't give it to nobody else. Don't worry. It's still right there. All I need you to do is respect the house. Come on in, man. Hit that like button or hit the dislike button. I could care less. You know, all I want to do is let these bots and these damn YouTube algorithms know that, hey, we're interacting over here, man. There's a little community over here surrounded around Messengers of the Covenant and the DSTM family over here. We're interacting with each other over here, right? So that they can say, hey, you know what? Let's notify some more of their subscribers. Let's put the algorithm up a little bit. When they're talking about, you know, Russia confirming Christ being black, let's push that up there. So people searching that information, they can find it. You dig what I'm saying? Because Lord knows we're being buried more than 6 feet under over here, as well as I'm sure other Israelite channels are. The time and the truth revealings right now, man, is really hurting some feelings out there. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Let's jump over here to putting out that truth. That's right, I was sure. All praises, man. All praises. Let's jump over here first, man, because you know what? The time of the revealing of the truth, man, is upon us, man. Yahweh Shah gave us fair warning that it was going to be going down. It is going to be going down. Let's jump over here in John. Good old John. One of the most respected scriptures that Yahweh Shai laid out for us, letting us know that what, and John 8:32. Let me quote that. John 8:32 says, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. There's going to be a revealing of truth, no question. And it's going to be known. Knowledge. That's what the prefix of the word knowledge is, to know. You're going to know. We're going to know what's true and what isn't. The problem with the understanding of that is the antithesis of truth is what? False or lies, right? You can't have one without the other. There's fair balance. Let's get that too. Let's get that too. Let me open up another tab. You can't have one without the other, right? Let's look at this. Proverbs 11. Let me turn this down. I'm just trying to make sure the audio is good. Okay. Can't have one without the other, man. And there's also a scripture in the Apocrypha. I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. What also gives an understanding regarding balance. Good is set against evil, one realm against another. You know, the Most High always has everything set in the balance and righteousness, right? So Proverbs 11:1 says, a false balance is an abomination to Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight. So the Most High, in regards to business, he doesn't like anybody skimming things off the top. He doesn't like anybody cooking the books like America likes to do. He doesn't like none of that stuff, right? He wants everything fair and balanced. Even the Most High is fair. The Most High said, let favor be shown to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness. See, the Most High gives everybody a chance. In Matthew 24, the Most High said that the gospel, Yahweh Shah said the gospel must be preached throughout the four corners of the earth. Everybody's going to get a chance to hear the truth. But there's going to be some who deny, reject, rebuke, run from the truth. And you're going to have a remnant of the 12 tribes of Israel, man, who's going to adhere to the words of truth, change their ways in the works of repentance, and they're going to come back as the righteous remnant of the Lord to be the next rulers and judges under our King, Hamashiach Yahushua. So a false balance is an abomination, right? So if we go back over to John, and ye shall know the truth, you can't have truth without lies. Our job as Israelites, men that's out there teaching, prophesying, is to reveal and to show our people the truth. Now we're going to get help from the earth, archaeology, even the so-called white man. He's going to tell on himself. He's going to reveal truth. Only thing we do is expose it, show it. It's our people's job to accept it, absorb it, believe it or not, right? But the knowledge of the truth is going to be there. And once we have that knowledge of the truth, and the truth shall make you free, not set you free. You're going to be made free, man. It's going to be a complete commandment. It's going to be an empowering thing to finally know what the truth is. The being locked down and being subject to lies, deception, coercion, conspiracy, so forth and so on. All those things will be liberated in the mind and in the spirit, now made free because we know what the truth is. So let's get to the subject matter. And let me open up this thing. All right. So as we've been discussing for Lord knows how long, right? Especially in particular within the last few months, the greater demand for all-out conflict between NATO and Russia. We've seen the president, or is it prime minister of France, Macron? He's been running to the highest mountain, screaming, "We need to get it on." You've got Germany speaking on it. The dignitaries in the UK, they've been screaming on it. Poland's been screaming about it. It's just a matter of time, right? So look at this. Poland to demand explanation from Moscow after after missile breaches its airspace during the Ukraine attack. Remember this happened, what was it? Early off in the war. There was a missile that landed in Poland, killed 2 people, and they immediately jumped out and said it was Russia. Zelensky immediately jumped out, said it was Russia. U.S. came out and said, yeah, Russia did it. And then what ended up happening? A couple months later, after the UN did an investigation, they said, actually, no, that came from Ukraine. They were trying to create a false flag attack to get this World War III thing cracking up. Let's see if I can find that. Oops. Okay. So y'all see it here. This is November of 2022. So about almost a year and a half ago, NATO, a missile that left two dead in Poland likely came from Ukraine. Poland, NATO says missile that killed two likely fired by Ukraine. So we've seen this play out before a year and a half ago, right? Now we're seeing it once again. This is how they've been trying to bait in, and they're trying to get this war cracking up, right? So we've seen this movie before. Now this recently happened again. Poland to demand explanation from Moscow after missile breach its airspace during the Ukrainian attack. Russian missile was targeting Ukraine's Lviv region, while Kiev suffers third pre-dawn attack in 4 days. You know, Ukraine is in there really drowning. They're gasping for air. They're trying to get anybody and everybody to come in and help them. Right now, all of a sudden, here comes a missile attack flying over Poland. Poland has been on the edge all of a sudden. They've been on the edge talking about World War III. Hey, Russia's going to attack. Russia's going to attack. Here comes a missile all of a sudden. Didn't hit nobody, but they're quickly going to acknowledge that it was, Russia. We've seen this happen before. Can we trust that this is true? Who knows? Right? Poland said it would demand an explanation from Moscow after Russian missile briefly breached Polish airspace during a massive missile attack in Ukraine, prompting the NATO member to put its forces on heightened readiness. Russia and Ukraine have been engaged in a series of deadly aerial attacks, with Sunday's early morning strike coming a day after Russian military said it had seized the Ukrainian village of Ivensky, west of Bakhmut. So, remember, all it takes is one little oops, one little misprogramming, one little error, or one deliberate push of the button. They already have the media lined up, ready to just blame Russia for it, right? And then you have it. You see what happened with the terrorist attack over there in Russia? Killed 133 people, as we see right here. Russia immediately says we already know who's behind it. They caught the guys trying to escape back into Ukraine. Those guys are all confessing that they were being used as pawns. They did it for money. One guy said that they were going to get paid $1 million in rubles. Another cat said they were supposed to pay him in Bitcoin. They said they got paid half in advance and half when the job was done, if they made it back. Right? So clearly this was a mercenary job. This wasn't ISIS jumping out the window saying we're going to take responsibility for the attack. This wasn't some religious caliphate jumping off for liberation of all Muslims and nothing. Come on, man. The guy said, man, they got paid for the job. It was a paid off I'm going to call it missionary, mercenary job, right? So that's what ended up going down. Now, if we look at this next, look at this next slide. Look at this. This is what we need to, put in our minds, put in our imagination. When this thing goes down, and again, it's not a matter of if, it's when. The Most High has already, shot the arrow out. We read it a million times a second after 16. The arrow's been been shot. Who can turn it back? When the Most High lays out this judgment, man, it's a wrap. There's not any diplomacy that can happen. There's no peace treaty that's going to be signed. There's no, kumbaya moment that's going to end up going down. That all of a sudden, all these nations are going to come back and say, hey, you know what? We've been going about this the wrong way. Let's go sit down over a cup of coffee and let's figure this thing out, man. Let's sit down over in Russia, pour up the vodka, and let's get this thing situated, man, so we can have peace on earth. Negative. Look at this. Hundreds of millions would die in the first 72 minutes. That's an hour and 12 minutes. The first hour and 12 minutes, hundreds of millions are expected to die during this nuclear war. Now think about that. In the first, hold on, an expert who has written a new book about the tactics of technology and nuclear warfare warns that in the event of a launch being detected, the future of mankind will be determined in just 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Now imagine that. Imagine that. Now it said it's 72 minutes. That's an hour and 12 minutes, right? Where have we heard that language before? Revelation 18. We'll start at 1. We'll read down a little bit. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils and the hold of every foul spirit and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. So by now we all know that America is the Babylon that it's talking about. Ancient Babylon had been fell, has not resurrected itself outside of resurrecting itself in the spirit of America. This is the place where all the habitation of devils and every foul spirit, i.e., let's jump ahead. Let's just look at what's going on with P. Diddy. Let's go look at what happened with Epstein. Let's go look at what happened with all of the unnatural pedophile, pedophile rings that's going on here in America. Let's talk about the LGBTQ plus HIV. Let's talk about the lies and the deceptions and the systematic racism. I mean, let's look at what type of spirit this place possesses. They want to talk about concentration camps. Can we talk about Natchez, Mississippi, being the first concentration camp ever here in America? Burial place for ex-slaves, leaving the First World War, got destroyed and killed and buried in Mississippi. After being, listen, this place is the habitation where all the devils is coming to. Why do you think everybody's trying to run over here? Why do you think there's such a big border crisis? Everybody coming in with all their devils and all their spirits and all their witchcraft and all of their abominable ways and idolatry and everything. They're all flooding over here because they know, supposedly, you have the freedom to do so. And you're going to be rewarded for bringing your wickedness over here. And that includes the children of Israel. The Most High said in Psalms 106 that the children of Israel have learned the ways of the heathen man and start carrying themselves in unrighteous manners. Paraphrasing, sacrificing their kids to devils. Do we need to look? Hold on. Let's look real quick. Let's look at that real quick. Some of y'all know this. Psalm 106, let's jump down. Let's start at 34. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom Yahweh commanded them, but were mingled among the heathen and learned their works. See what happens when our people, man, the northern kingdom went ahead and started mingling their works amongst the Canaanites and learning the works of all of the other nations. So did the southern kingdom. I mean, this is what goes on. When you see the practices of voodoo, Santeria, Candomblé, all of these things, listen, that all came from works of the heathen that we adopted into our quote unquote cultures. And now guess what? Oh, we're going to bring it over here because America says you can be a witch, a warlock, you can worship Baphomet, you can do whatever you want. Come on over here. This is the habitation where the devils can live and dwell. And every unclean and hateful bird. Oh, you love little kids? Guess what? We've got a new law and a new language where we say, you're not a pedophile. You're actually a minor attracted person. Come on over. Yeah, guess what? We're kidnapping kids from the border anyway. You see these big old pedophile stings, man. 250 busted over here, 100 over here, 75 over here. I mean, it's a whole network. The dark web. Who runs that, man? I mean, so-called white man creates all of these wicked devices, man. And then people come over here and say, this is where it's cracking. Look at this, continuing. And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood. Thus were they defiled with their own works and went a-whoring with their own inventions. This is what happens, man. All the nations come over here, man. You want to worship Allah, you want to worship Buddha, You want to worship the universe? You want to worship crystals and stones? Come on. It's all available here. Back to Revelation. So our people, man, they coming over here with all of their abominable. I mean, you see them people down there in Mexico, man. I forgot which city it was. The damn mayor marrying alligators and all kind of madness, man. All going down. And guess who celebrates it? America said, come on, yeah, you can have it. Negroes is over here getting sacrificed with babies as alligator bait. The damn Northern Kingdom is marrying them. This is where it's all accepted. This is where it's all allowed. And you say, well, that's Mexico. Hey, hold on. Mexico, all of this was America. North, South, Central, the Caribbean islands, Canada, this is all Babylon. Mexico included. You understand? It's all the same place. Let's continue on. Verse 3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth were waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So all the nations come over here, man. They all make league with the great whore. They all lie in bed with her. They all lie in bed and sip the wine of the wrath of the fornication and reap the rewards. But check this out. Verse 6, I'm going to drop down. I'm going to just try to get right to the point. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her work. So America's got double the pain, double the death, double the bloodshed that they committed unto us, man. Ring it up. Ring it up. 12 tribes, man. You talking about from all throughout the four corners of the earth, and in particular, the main hub being here in the Americas, in the Western Hemisphere. Blacks, Native Americans, Hispanics, man, ring up all of the bloodshed, all of the destruction that they committed, the colonization, everything. He said, the Lord said, man, add it up and then double that. I mean, the libraries full of, and online libraries and stuff, full of the histories of the atrocities that were committed against our people. The Lord said, hit them double. Hit them double. All right. Let me see. Man, it's just. All right, I'm gonna just get right to the point. I want to read more, but I got more stuff to cover. So let me get right to the point, man. Y'all know what time it is. Look, it says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord power who judgeth her. See, America's fate is everlasting burning fire, right? Later on down in the scripture said it's going to be a perpetual smoking. Now let's drop down and read verse 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Now, 1 hour. Let's look back at this. Hundreds of millions will die in the first 72 minutes of nuclear war. So if you're wondering, is it literal? It could be perceived as literal. It could be just looked at as a short amount of time. But here we're seeing, just in an article alone, from expert researchers who, are particularly experts in the arts of nuclear warfare, the destruction and everything that could happen within it. Hundreds of millions could die, and not even could, will die in the first 72 minutes. So within the first hour, America's only got, 340, 50 million people? You already said hundreds of millions is already gone. That's America wrapped up in a nutshell, right? Already. So not only do we see the Most High confirming this thing, now we're also seeing these so-called experts are acknowledging that, yeah, the Bible is on point. When it says in an hour, yeah, that actually could happen. Let's look at Revelation 8. It says, and when he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of an hour, space of a half an hour. And I saw the seven angels which stood before Yahweh, and to them were given seven trumpets. So we're talking about the seven trumpets, right? Let's drop down. It says the first angel sounded. So the first trumpet that's going to be sounding is destruction and death upon the earth of men, women, children, right? How do you know that? He said, IQ says trees and grass, man. They don't see nothing about no humans. All right, calm down. The first angel sounded, and there were hail and fire mingled with blood. So hail and fire. Now imagine when you look at the destruction that happened in Sodom. Remember, even Yahweh said that yeah, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it said it would be more, kind of paraphrasing, we said it's going to be damn, hold on. Let me see if I can find that one. You made mention about basically, man, that it's going to be more merciful than Sodom. Yeah, Luke 10. Luke 10:12, it says, but I say unto you that it shall be more tolerable in that day for Sodom than for that city. That city is talking about that great city is Babylon, spiritual Babylon. It's America, right? How do you say that? Oh, well, you don't say America. Okay. What city are we talking about? Revelation 14. And let's read verse 8. It says, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. So there's a particular city that is pronounced to be fallen, and even Yahweh said that it would be more tolerable in that day for Sodom. And we've seen that Sodom was completely annihilated through fire and brimstone. Then for America, that city, remember, Revelation said that great city. This is the city that's been pronounced as the great city that all nations flow to. All nations want to drink the wine. All nations want to be a part of. Huh? And Yahweh said, man, hey, you remember what happened over there in Sodom? That's nothing. That place could be more tolerable than what's going on over here. And now when we read over here in Revelation 8, this place is going to get hit with something that's coming from the skies down, that's engulfed in fire, that's going to create fire and blood and destruction. What type of things come from rain down like hail with fire mingle with them? Is going to be the missiles, ICBMs. Those things are going to be raining like hail and fire, coming down and destroying not only America, but all throughout the earth. All throughout the earth. Because World War III, when it jumps off, man, the nation's going to be going wild. But America's going to get the worst of it. America is the only pronounced nation that's going to be completely destroyed based after this. The whole earth is not going to be destroyed. Remember, the Most High said that he made the earth for our sakes. The earth will be preserved for Israel to reestablish in righteousness. But America, this place, the great city, the place that was less tolerable than Sodom, oh no, he's got to go. So reading Revelation 8 and 7 again, it says the first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth. And the third part of the trees was burnt up, and all the green grass was burnt up. So again, this is metaphorical. When it says all the trees were burnt up, all the grass was burnt up, that's not literal, because guess what? In California, we get fires every year that tear up millions of acres of land, homes, burning up the trees, burning up the grass. That ain't what it's talking about, because if that was the case, what happened over there in Texas? Hundreds of millions of acres that just got burnt up, trees and grass was all jacked up and all of that. Down there in Amarillo, I think, was the main city that was getting hit, amongst others. That ain't so much of a an anomaly, so to speak. Prophecy. When speaking about the trees and the grass, it's talking about people. Speaking about people. Let's prove that. First Peter 1. And let's read First Peter 1 and is it 4? Hold on. Um, 24. 24. Look at this. First Peter 1:24 says, For all flesh is as grass, and the glory of man is as the flower of grass. The grass withereth, and the flower thereof falleth away. But the word of Yahweh endureth forever. And this is the word which by the gospel is preached unto you. So the Most High makes a metaphorical stance when he says all flesh is as grass. So when we're reading about it in Revelation, it says that, let me see, is that it? Slocky. The third part of the trees were burnt up and all green grass was burnt up. The third is just a particular mathematical number in regards to a mass amount of people, right? Now, you've got that. Let's get another preset. You got Mark 8. Mark 8. And let's look at another parable, right? And we'll read 23 and 24. It says, And he took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes and put his hand upon him, he asked him if he saw aught. And he looked up and he said, I see men as trees walking. So there's another precept regarding men being representative of trees, flesh being representative of grass, right? Let's get a third witness for the naysayers. Third witness, right? And let's read Ezekiel 5. And let's read 1 and 2. It says, And now, son of man, take thee a sharp knife, take thee a barber's razor, and cause it to pass upon thy head and upon thy beard. Then take the balances away and divide the hair. Thou shalt burn with fire a third part in the midst of the city when the days of the siege are fulfilled. And thou shalt take a third part and smite about it with a knife, and a third part thou shalt scatter in the wind, and I will draw out a sword after them. Thou shalt also take thereof a few in number and bind them in the skirts. So this is how the Most High told Ezekiel to understand the balance of judgment. So when it's talking about a third, he's only just talking about a specific number that was going to be brought into judgment. Okay. But we see here flesh being made as grass. We're seeing also the men being seen as trees. You've got different instances where the Most High even acknowledged different nations being cedars. Adam, I believe, in Psalms was even representative of being made a tree that was getting watered. What's that in Psalms? Yeah, see that. Let's read Psalms 1. It says, Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of Yahweh, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither. Whithersoever he doth shall prosper. All right. So we see the metaphor of what's going on. Now, when we go back over here to this article, which is very telling, this is how, the Most High looks at it. All flesh is grass. It's nothing for him. When that grass, for those who got lawns and all the other stuff, man, you go out there, you get the mowing down. Do you think about the blades of grass that's getting cut down? Or are you thinking about, man, I need to trim this up. I need to manicure my lawn. I need to get this looking right. You ain't thinking about it. That's how the Most High is. When it comes down to his judgments, he ain't thinking about how many's dead and how many. He's like, look, all flesh is as grass to me. I mean, look, if he even told Moses that because of the rebellion of the children of Israel, man, he said, I can make a whole nation come from a rock. And I can make them after you. But what do you think I'm worried about what's going on with these people? No. What he is concerned about is his remnant who will repent, who will come back, the hopeful elect. That's what he's concerned with. So when we're seeing it and we're matching it up with the scriptures and we're seeing even experts are saying hundreds of millions are going to be gone, the scriptures even confirm that. You have a third of people, man, meaning millions, will die and be representative of trees and grass that get hit with major fires. And you can see how that sweeps and destroys immediately. Immediately, right? Let's get one more while I'm thinking about it. In 2nd Ezra 9. Let's revisit this. We read 2nd Ezra 9 a lot, but we're going to read it. I want to read it a little bit more. 2nd Ezra 9. We're going to start at 1. We're going to read that. It says, he then answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So what are we talking about? We're talking about the visitation of the Most High. He's going to come in and bring judgment. What are we supposed to be doing? Measuring the time diligently within itself, observing, watching, as we talked about last week. That was the topic of DSTM, was it's happening. Watch, right? You understand? Now we're measuring, we're watching, we're seeing the sands of the hourglass slowly disseminating down into the rest of the hourglass. We're seeing all these things unfold before us. What does this all equal up to? What does it all add up to? The time when the highest will begin to visit the world that he made. Continuing on, it says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people, we've witnessed those things, 3, 4, 5-fold. Just within the last year and some change or more, right? Verse 4, and then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So then we're going to understand that everything we're witnessing is prophetic. All right? Continuing on, it says, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. You know that old saying, all good things come to an end. Every great kingdom had their reign and their rule, their time. Eventually, it all comes down. You can talk about, the Sumerians. You can talk about the Assyrians. You can talk about the Egyptians. You can talk about the Persians and the Medes. You can talk about the Greeks. You can talk about the Romans. You can talk about the Russians. You can talk about America. All of them eventually have an end. You could talk about Babylon, ancient Babylon. All of them have an end. All of them. Even the children of Israel. We had 40 years of peace reigning under Solomon. That came to an end. You dig what I'm saying? So listen, this is the time that we're talking about right now. This ain't the beginning. The so-called white man, as much as, our people like to listen to and watch and talk about, who they're going to vote for next. And Slow Biden is talking about he's going to build back better. And, Klaus Schwab and all of them talking about that they're going to, what do they say in the WEF? I can't remember their slogan. It's, a great reset. Great reset, man. You got Negroes and Hispanics, man, buying into that propaganda, buying into that saying, oh, yeah. Well, we're going to vote in. We're going to change these things, man. We got to change these policies. We got to change these laws. We got to, change the leadership of our country. What are you talking about? Our country? This is not yours, man. Micah 2:10 says, depart, for this is not your rest. This ain't yours. Job 9:24 says, the earth been given into the hand of the wicked. You're not getting a piece of that, Negro. At all. No matter how high esteemed, how much money, how many 3-letter acronyms come after your last name, PhD, whatever, it's not yours. Go. You don't believe? Go ask Puffy. Go ask R. Kelly. You dig what I'm saying? You be sitting on top of the world. R. Kelly was singing. He believes he could fly. You remember that? Now his ass is rotting in a damn cell. Sitting on top of the world, a 1 minute man. Next thing you know, you're under the damn jail. Because once you fulfill their will and you're of no use to them anymore, you're out of here. So let's continue. We'll get to him in a minute. Verse 6. Even so, the times also the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. So, we talked about a little bit last week about the eclipse, the signs and the wonders coming from the sun and the moon, and, all of the effectual things that's going to be shown to us. I'm sure y'all have, continued on with your research wonder. And again, don't put your bet the farm on everything going on with this eclipse, but know that these are signs and effects that have ironic what do you call it? Not necessarily happenstance. I can't even think of the word. Coincidences. That ironic coincidences. These things that you just do not ignore. The scriptures tell us, man, be not ignorant of any matter, great or small. That's Sirach 5:15, right? So we're going to start seeing all of these things, the plain beginnings and wonderful works and endings and effects and signs. Verse 7, and everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. Now, let's just look at the misdirection that the so-called white man throws out there. It says, and this expert has issued a stark warning about the threat of nuclear war, claiming that no matter how it starts, it ends with everyone dead. Now, the white man says it don't. Yahweh says something different. White man always say, he always want to contradict what the word of the Lord said. He said, no matter how it starts, it ends with everybody dead, right? Now, hold on. Verse 7 of 2nd Ezra says, and everyone that shall be saved. I thought everybody's dead. See, this is how you get into the minds of people who are saying, well, what's the point in believing in that book? What's the point of me, repenting? Man, white man said everybody gonna die, so I might as well live it up. If Drake told me I've only got one life to live, YOLO. I'm listening to Red, what's her name? Sexy Red and Cardi B. We're out here trying to scam these niggas and get this money and get my rent paid and get taken out to the finest restaurants that I'll never afford. We're all dead anyway. I might as well go ahead on and live it up. But no, do you faithfully believe that the Lord said, everyone that shall be saved, that everyone shall be able to escape by what? His works and by faith whereby ye have believed. See, our people want to believe the damn devil as opposed to believing what the Most High says. So you leave it to him. Hey, we're all dead. We might as well go ahead on and act a damn fool. Let me pop this pill, sip this lean. Let me get out here and fornicate. Let me get out here and commit adultery. Let me get out here and continue being a homosexual. Let me get out here and change genders. Let me, our people's running out there. Let me get out there and just experience the finer things in life, man. Let me eat that lobster and that shrimp and let me. No. Because you do have a chance to be saved. But you got to believe. You got to commit yourself to the works. You got to apply your faith. Continuing on, it says, shall be preserved from the said perils. Hello? There is going to be a hopeful elect and remnant that are going to be saved from said perils. Most High will, man. Me, you, everybody that's listening, we're part of that. That's what we're working for. That's what we're applying our faith for. Because we believe. Continuing on, it says, shall be saved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. So again, this is not our rest. America is not your homeland. America is not the place where we're supposed to be chilling and laid up. West Africa is not our homeland and not the place that we're supposed to be laid up and thinking it's the end. No, the salvation is we're going back to the land, the Holy Land, Jerusalem. That's where the salvation is going to be seen. and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully, shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. See, these people who puffy and so forth, get their little benefits, get their little paychecks, get the fame, get the glory, get the cars, get the women, get the men, get all the attention. You have all them, you can have all that now. You get all the followers, you get the social media glitz and glam that come along with, this matrix that the rewards that the matrix offers, right? But have yet to know the Most High. Continuing on, it says, and they that have loathed my law, while they had yet liberty, and when as yet a place of repentance was open unto them. See, that's the place that we're in right now. The grace and the mercy, the liberty to come back and learn, and apply these laws, statutes, and commandments without facing the judgments of the law. Meaning, homosexual, yeah, you can repent without getting put to death right now. All you need to do is repent from your ways, mortify your flesh, not get involved in that lifestyle anymore, and you can be open to repentance. While it's open, rush through the door. But what happened? Understood it not, but despised it. No, you don't want that, man. You're gonna keep popping the damn hormone pills, and you're gonna keep trying to get your Adam's apple shaved down. You don't want it. What's gonna happen? The same must know it after death by pain. You talking about torment, pain, judgment, and destruction. Verse 13. I'm gonna stop here. It says, and therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created. Well, let's get that precept real quick, because this is gonna let you know who can be the righteous. It ain't telling you everybody and anybody. It ain't telling you that the nations have the ability to be righteous. The definition of being righteous is what? Deuteronomy 6:25 is the commitment to the laws. It shall be our righteousness if we keep the commandments of the Lord, right? But it says we're not going to be concerned about how the ungodly is going to be punished. We know. Don't keep saying, what about the white man? What about the African? What, and that's such a damn shame, man, because our people, the first thing that comes out their mouth, man, you would think if you're so connected to, and that's how disconnected, I should say, our people are, is every time we bring up judgment, every time we bring up the ultimate redemption that's going to happen to our people, meaning death to the so-called white man and heathen, you're going into captivity and so forth and so on. We're going to get our land back. First, that isn't fair. I mean, okay, so we're the chosen. We're going to get the land. We're going to get, but what about the white man? The Lord said, look, stop being curious about how the ungodly is going to be punished. But you should be inquiring about your own damn people. You don't even ask about the damn Africans before the white man. You would think you'd have a kinship just based upon the ignorance of color. What about the other Africans, man? Well, you ain't mentioning them. You keep talking about the Africans sold us for slavery. They're going to get this. But what's going to happen to them? Our people don't even ask about that. So damn caught up in what's that situation? Loving your captors. The syndrome. Why am I drawing a blank? Stockholm. So caught up in Stockholm syndrome, right? It says, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is and from whom the world is created. Well, let's get a quick precept on that. We already know. Just let you know that salvation, everything else, the world, who the righteous is, who can actually be righteous, who all of this is going to apply to, right? Let's continue right here. 2 Ezra 7. We're going to read 9 down to 11. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion, because for their sakes I made the world. But what we just read in 2 Ezra 9, that we should be concerned about how the righteous is going to be saved, and they're going to inherit, get the world back from whom it was made for. So the righteous are Israel. Everything that's going to be getting saved is Israel. We're going to be the remnant that is saved, because what? The world was made for our sakes. Continuing here, because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. Everything is surrounded around Black, Hispanics, Native Americans, our connection with the Most High, the word of the Lord, and our disconnection from it, and how it made an impact on the rest of the earth. The earth is waiting for us to wake up. The animals are waiting for us to wake up. The nations are waiting for us, waiting for us to wake up. Our own people. See, jumping back over here real quick. The 2 Ezra 9. Let's read that one more time. 13. And therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished wherein, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved. So who's going to be saved? The niggas running around here and running in and out of church, co-mingling with the heathen at Joel Osteen's churches and all these other, TD Fakes churches with holding hands with the so-called white man praying together. Hold on, man. You leave out saying that they're blessed, highly favored, and they're saved already. The Most High said, first of all, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. Second of all, who needs to be saved and delivered from the spiritual, mental, and physical conditions that are plaguing them right now? Our people really are the definition of who needs to be saved after well over 400 years of bondage, captivity, lies, destruction, colonization, murder, rape, pedophilia, the whole nine. It says, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created. We just read that by definition, according to the scriptures, is Israel. We're the righteous. We're going to be saved. The world is ours, right? And we need to be concerned about that, man. Worry about our own backyard than be worried about what's going on with everybody else. How about that? All right. Now, let's jump on back, because we can see how all of these things are going to be happening. Experts now are jumping out the window saying, yeah, millions are going to die. Children of Israel, man, we've got a guaranteed slot to be saved up out of this if we abide by the commandments and the righteousness that's prescribed to us. If you don't, you're going to be part of the millions, man. You're going to be part of the 2/3 that Zechariah talked about. You want to live it up. You want to go out there and chase your dreams. You want to continually idolize everything that you see on social media. I mean, a lot of that stuff is fake as hell. And our people be buying into it. I mean, even, I'm going to get to it. Let me slow down. I just want everybody to kind of focus in and see what we're facing. Let's move on. Prepare for Putin pivot to invade us, says the Baltic states. So the threats and the knowledge of NATO continually pushing the propaganda that Putin is going to invade, Putin is going to kill us, Putin is going, once he's done with Ukraine, we're next. That narrative is going to continually be pushed until the Third World War cracks up. Yeah, absolutely, y'all. That's why we got to put in that work. That's why we got to put in that work and be examples to our people. We got our hands full with our own. That's right. We got our hands full with our own people. How the hell we worried about all these other nations, man? Our people are a handful in its own right. Blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics, man, trying to get them knucklehead, stiff-necked, hard-head people together under the banner of truth and righteousness. Heavy labor. Forget about what the other nations are going through. Our house was filthy. We got a lot of cleaning to do. So they're preparing for Putin to invade us. The Baltic states are saying NATO must be ready for Russia launching a quote existential war against the Baltic states, quote, masked by a blizzard of disinformation. Yeah, facts. I was facts. I was shy. Masked by a blizzard of disinformation, ambassadors from the three countries have warned. So they're saying Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, they're all saying that we're next, and don't listen to the information that comes out. They're going to say, Russia's going to say, we're trying to do something to them. Look, they're already setting the table by putting it out there, saying, oh, they're going to hit me. They're going to hit me. It's just like a kid, man. You know, let's say you're in the classroom and you know you got a problem with somebody and you don't do nothing. You're just looking at them in the classroom, and you know you ball up your fists and you hold up 3 o'clock. I'm like, you ain't do nothing yet, man. But the kid raised his hand and said, he hit me, he's threatening me. And the teacher says, what? You get out. You're ground, you're going to detention. You're like, I didn't even do nothing. What are you talking about? All these minor, smaller NATO nations, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, they're all saying disinformation is going to come. This is how he's going to extend the war. Where next? We got to get ready. We need all of the other 30 countries of NATO to come in here and start getting prepared for war. That's the type of games they out here playing, right? But it's going down one way or the other, by hook or by crook, as they say. Let's look at this. I think it might be a little out of order, but hold on. I don't think I want to talk about this just yet. No, I'll do that later. Schlocky. Let me speed up a little bit, man. I don't want to. We're gonna be here for a hot second, but that one we'll do later. That was dealing with a plague, man. Plague coming down right here in America. They're gonna get hit with these bugs, but we'll look at it in a minute. I want to continue on with this war, staying in the spirit of war, staying in the spirit of Ecclesiastes 3, time for peace, time for war, that type of thing, right? Look, fears grow that 2 more European nations are edging closer to war after 48 chaotic hours. So here we are talking about another rumor of war. See, they've been talking about Armenia and it's another country. I forgot which one. Who was it? Armenia and I hate talking about it and I don't know. Yeah, Azerbaijan. Yeah. See, this is as of September 2023. This is another war and a conflict that's going on. So here we are talking about, and this is over there in Eastern Europe, right? Eastern Europe going at it. Now, hold on. Let's look at this real quick. Matthew 24. Now, reading Matthew 24, 6 and 7, right? It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So far be it for me to say that because we're hearing about these wars, and notice it says that we're going to hear about these things, not that it's happening yet, but the fact that we're hearing of wars and rumors of wars. Don't run and say, it's it's over. Oh, no, the Lord said, you're going to hear about this stuff. Don't be troubled. They've got to come to pass, these rumors and what we're hearing about, but the end is not yet. Verse 24, chapter 24, verse 7, it says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. Now I want to look at this nation, right? Let's look at the word nation in the Greek. Verse 7. Let's look at nation. So it says nation is going to rise against nation. Nation rise against nation. You're going to hear the Greek word ethnos.
Strong's G 1484. Ethnos.
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 Right. And what is it being translated under? The KJV translates Strong's G 1484 as Gentiles, nation, or heathen. Now watch this. A multitude, whether of men or beasts, associating and living together. Look at it. A company, troop, or swarm. Here's the main thing under biblical usage. A tribe, nation, or people. In the Old Testament, foreign nations not worshiping the true God, pagans or Gentiles. Now, it says in Paul's usages, he's talking about Gentile Christians, but here we are talking about what Yahweh Shai used it as. What did they have the reference when you say nation rise against nation? The Old Testament. Foreign nations not worshiping the true God, pagans or Gentiles, right? Ethnos is a race. So what are we talking about? Nation rising against nation, races rising against other nation races, right? So not only are we talking about race wars that's going to be jumping off, but we're going to see warfare amongst the heathen. A tribe, especially a foreign, non-Jewish, usually one by implication a pagan or Gentile, a heathen, nation, or people. So why did I bring that up? Because when you see Yahweh Shai talking about nation rising against nation, so we're going to see not only race wars jump off, but we're going to see the heathen warring with each other. You understand? So when we see here disputes between Armenia and Azerbaijan, they're damn near the same people. I mean, they're all the same people. They're all Edomites at the end of the day. But as they got annexed and, coming out of Russia and the Soviet Union and Prussia and all of that, and start establishing their own little countries and nations, they end up having their own little civil war. So when you see this is nation rising against nation. Two heathen nations going to war with each other under the same banner of being Esau, right? So now we're seeing here another uprising, another rumor of war that's going on. Nation rising against nation. See, it ain't always black against white. We're just talking about heathen nations going to be battling each other. When you see North Korea and South Korea having issues with each other, Taiwan and China, they're the same people, but the nation rising against nation, they're still heathens and Gentiles rising against each other. Continuing on here, it says, fears grow that two more European nations are edging closer to war after 48 chaotic hours. A Russian leaning politician shared a cryptic message fueling fear a new war could erupt in Europe. Serbian President Alexander Vučić sparked concerns across Europe after he issued a grim and enigmatic statement about the future of his country. Taking to social media on Tuesday, Mr. Vučić rang alarm bells about an unspecified threat regarding both his country and the ethnically Serb Republic, Srpska, part of Bosnia. Oh, ethnically. So what are we talking about? Ethnos? Hello? Putting two and two together now? Seeing that prophecy? Seeing what Yahweh was talking about? So here we are. So the Serbs in Bosnia, they're talking about going at it. So you got Russia, Ukraine, Serbs in Bosnia, Azerbaijan and Armenia, North Korea, South Korea, China and Taiwan. The list goes on. All of these other nations in Western Europe threatened. We just got to reading about Latvia. What was it? Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania having issues with Russia. See, that's part of nation rising against nation. You follow? And the rumors. So dropping down, it says possible alluding to skirmishes or even a conflict. The populist politician added, in the coming days, I will introduce the people of Serbia to all the challenges that lie ahead. It will be difficult. We will fight. Serbia will win. So here, look for another water breakout. All right, let's continue. Israel admits it may not be able to destroy Hamas. Now, U.S. has turned its back. So now, what's going on over there? Israel said they're going to destroy Hamas and all that. America has slid back. Why are they doing that? Obviously, because of the election. It's unpopular over here in America. Everybody's seeing what the small hat GMOs have been doing, how the scales are imbalanced. And, Slow Biden is saying, well, hold on, man, we're going to have to back down a little bit. I'm going to need about 5 or 6 months, to politic, to get back in office. And once I get back in, I'll continue to fund it, and we'll back you up and get the sad niggas up out of there. But right now they're backing down. So now Israel is saying we can't do it alone. This is how you know, man, that America still is the hub and the controlling spot and the great whore that funds and fuels every nation on earth, even the small hat GMOs. They could do nothing without America. So now they're admitting Israel may not be able to destroy Hamas despite 5 months of intense fighting in Gaza. Intelligence officials have admitted the main objective of the Gaza invasion faces failure as international support turns against Israel, sources warn. Israel believes it has dismantled Hamas's main command and control structure in central and northern Gaza, but pockets of, quote, guerrilla resistance remain. Senior officials told the Telegraph 4 out of an original 24 Hamas battalions remain completely untouched after fleeing to safety in Rafah, which Israel is preparing to invade. But Israel believes it may be too late to find and destroy them as the U.S. has, quote, turned its back on Israel. Now, again, that's all politics. They ain't turned their back on Israel, man. America has vowed that Israel will remain its ally, their closest bed buddy. They're not turning their back on it. For political reasons, they're putting that out there to the public. Slow Biden is out here trying to campaign. They ain't turning their back on Israel, man. But Israel is out here crying foul now because people don't want to endorse their genocide. So there you have it. Let's continue. Look, this is how you know the devil is out, man. Here he goes. Biden considering giving green cards to 4,000 illegal migrants each year who have been in the U.S. for 10 years because their relatives will suffer if they're deported. You really think he gives a damn? Y'all know where we're going. Put a precept if you know where I'm going. I'm gonna move slow. Put a precept in there that says, man, does he really care what's going on? I'm gonna move slow. Oh, putting one in. I know there's a little delay. There's a delay. There's a delay. Maybe y'all get it before I get to it. Oh, maybe not. Is it 13? See, I'm moving slow. Y'all missing up. Y'all missing it. All right, I'm gonna just go there. I know it's a little delay. I might be moving a little faster than y'all can throw up there. You put Matthew 5:44, the enemies. No, Matthew, he's talking about the enemies of our own people, not the heathen. I did a little lesson on that. Should we love our enemies? That's in the archives of the teachings. When you speak it fair, see, you ain't put the scripture. Where the scripture at? You know the rules, Bayan. You came up in the soldier program. That's one. But I'm gonna go with Sirach 13. Put that scripture in there, Bayan. You can share that with the chat. But I'm going Sirach 13, right? And let's read 4, and we're gonna read down. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. How long has the so-called Hispanics and Haitians and so forth and so on, how long have they been over here, man? And they've been forsaken. When you don't have nothing to offer every 4 years, you go through 3.5 years with being neglected and being forsaken. They've been sitting at the border, sitting in cages, eating frozen burritos and wrapped up in aluminum blankets since the Obama administration. Obama was responsible for Fast and Furious. Yeah, the transport of illegal guns going to the cartels. They were talking about, oh, we're trying to trace the guns and figure out which cartels are getting the guns. So we're going to sell it to them, and then we'll find them. That ain't happened. They've been finding traces. They've been finding weapons that were supposed to be going to Ukraine in the hands of the Mexican cartels. I covered that last year. Guy walking around with a damn RPG missile launcher, rocket launcher on his shoulders. What? If that'll be for his profit, he's going to use it. Remember, slow Biden's opened up them borders. Eric Adams, Governor Hochul of New York, Governor Gruesome over here in America. I mean, in America, California. What about the mayor over there? Was it Lightfoot? No, she might have been. No, she was out of office. I don't know the new mayor over there in Chicago. Welcome them with open arms. Come on over until it's too late. As they come on over here and they're getting blankets and debit cards and food packs and bus tickets and plane tickets all over the place. I told y'all last week, hey, make sure you know who did this for you, Biden. So when we enable you to vote, you do Biden, right? Say it again. Who you vote? Biden. Yeah. He's the one who did it for you, okay? Now go spend that card so we can go get some more money on it. Here, take this Obama phone. Call your peoples. Yeah, it's already got social media download. Everything's already on there. So now when it's time to vote, oh yeah, don't worry. You can be ready. You can be legal and get a gun, get a weapon. It's all good. Yeah, we're gonna need you for the military. All you gotta do is pledge your allegiance to the beast. That's right. Come on over. If you're for his profit, he will use you. But if you have nothing, he'll forsake thee. If thou have anything, yeah, come on over here and we need you to clean these homes, cook our food. We need you to build up infrastructure. Oh, yeah, we need you over here in these food plants. We need you picking these fruits and slave labor out here in the strawberry and orange and cotton fields, standing on street corners, selling flowers and selling fruits, risking your lives, hanging out at the end of the freeways, slanging. Oh yeah, we're gonna need all of that. If you have need of anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. He's gonna do it until he strips us of every damn thing. And we have nothing left. Notice now over there in New York, man, they already evicted people out them hotels and all the little temporary housing. People's getting put out on the streets. Hold on. Okay. Remember, they flooded them over there. Now look. Migrant families began leaving NYC hotels as first eviction notices kick in. They thought they was going to be living in these 5-star hotels forever. Oh, no. Because see, now, Exodus 23 and 8, y'all rolling with them. Yep, kind. His haters covered with his wickedness. Yep, good precept. Y'all know how the so-called white man moves. So they getting booted out, right? Just as they, this is part of the systematic programming. Just as they ease in and put the National Guard in. Remember, we talked about that last weekend. National Guard is at the subway stations checking bags. Military checkpoints is already being set up. Because what's that going to mean? A police state, martial law, Something, don't be surprised something goes down within this year, and they've already got it lined up. Oh, martial law. I mean, not martial law. National Guard being sent out for the eclipse over in Oklahoma. So start getting used to seeing military out on the streets. Brandon Johnson. Okay, the what? Yeah, at this point, it's too late. The invasion's on there. I love my people, but they're getting duped, man. They getting brought into a damn burning building. And they thinking they coming over here going to come out walking with, the streets is paved with gold. And they being used. And now you're seeing what happens. They getting kicked out. But they're going to be weaponized to create intertribal warfare. They're going to be weaponized to collapse all the infrastructure, anything that America got lined up economically, food-wise, so forth and so on. It's all down. That's what it is. So, did I finish that in Sirach? No. Let's jump back over here. Sirach 13. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for. Remember that damn white woman that had the Haitians living with her? And she said, this is great. It's kind of like having my own personal chef. Jake's in there cleaning the house, doing every damn thing. She talking about how great it is. Connecticut, they're talking about come on over and we can we're offering people little monthly stipends if you host a family. Detroit doing the same thing. I think Detroit is offering $500 a month if you host a migrant family. $500 a month, man. That's barely a grocery bill for a family of four. How are you going to invite a whole nother family in there? Come on, it's your patriotic duty. Love thy neighbor. They living off of that, man. But meanwhile, your whole damn house is about to collapse. Look at this. If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. Yep. Vote for me. I'm gonna make sure I'm taking care of you. You're gonna have green cards. I'm gonna get rid of DACA. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make sure that everybody got food on the table, affordable housing. Don't worry. Just vote me in. He will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? What do you need? You want your loans, your student loans forgiven? I got you covered. Don't worry. Vote Biden. Vote Trump. Oh, you want to have nationalism back? You want America great again? Oh, you want white power? You got vote for me. They're all out there politicking. Man. He's gonna speak thee fair and say, what do you want? And he will shame thee by his meats until he have drawn thee dry twice and thrice, and at the last he will laugh thee to scorn afterward. I mean, Negroes been voting Democrat, what? Give or take damn near 100 years. Who was it? Lyndon Johnson said that if we sign the civil rights bill, we'll have them voting Democrat for the next 200 years. Lyndon Johnson said it. Right? They already knew they was gonna do it. Once, twice, thrice. I mean, hey. What's that old saying? Shame me once, shame on me, shame me twice. I mean, shame on you, shame me twice, shame on me. I mean, what point in time, man, our people are going to stop getting laughed to scorn? They at least sit in the damn offices laughing their asses off, saying, look at these dumb niggas. They vote for us again. They really think we're going to sign us in the bill. They really think we're going to liberate them. They really think we give a damn about what they want. Give me a damn break. At last, he was going to laugh you to scorn. Afterward, when he seeth thee, he will forsake thee and shake his head at thee. What, isn't that all the time? How many times they be grilling slow Biden? Hey, what about the Haitian crisis? There's nothing going on over there. What about the high gas prices? Putin's to blame. What about inflation? The economy's doing great. What are you doing? I've done more for black people than any other president in the history of the United States. All of them claim that they love you, so-called blacks. Trump said he's done more for blacks. He's the best thing since Abraham Lincoln. Now Slow Biden's popped out talking about he's done more for blacks than any president. They all claim that they love you niggas so much. Hold on. Yeah, here go the fact check. Trump falsely says he's done more for black people. I ain't talking about Trump. Slow Biden just recently said it. See how they do this? I say Biden, they immediately flip it to Trump. Look at this damn algorithm, man. I'm trying to find where he said it at, man. Well, whatever, man. I know he said it too. That's all right. That's all right. But let's get back to it, man. We got a lot more to cover, man. I don't want to get too caught up, man. We already been on an hour and a half, and I ain't even got to the real nitty gritty yet. So look at this, man. Biden out here pandering for votes, man, trying to lean to the Hispanic vote because he knows Jakes ain't messing with him right now. So what's he do? He could have did this in his first year. Why is he waiting until it's election year? You already know what time it is. Now he's considering giving green cards. He didn't say he's gonna do it. I'm considering it. Hispanics gonna look past that and say he's giving green cards. No, he said considering. So once you done ran to the polls and then voted for him, thinking he's getting ready to help auntie, your abuela, and everybody else get green cards and become legal. And then when he turns his back and says, I never said I was going to do that. I didn't say that. I said I was considering it. No, you said you're going to give green cards for us if we've been here 10 years because my relatives are going to suffer if we get deported. I've been staying here working and taking care of my household and my grandma and everybody else. And he's going to say, no, get out. It's overpopulated. You got to go back to Mexico. You're going back to Venezuela. You're going back to Ecuador. You're going back to Haiti. You're going back to wherever you came from. But you said, no, I didn't. I said I was considering. Hey, I'm the devil. What you expect? Scripture say, man, nobody pities a snake charmer when he gets bit. See, that's what ends up happening. Look, anti-Israel protesters heckle Biden during a lavish $500,000 a ticket. See, this is campaigning. They get out there, man. They get to these rich donors, 500,000 racks, a ticket to go listen to Slow Biden mumble for the night. But you know what's so crazy? Is they've already announced it's Clinton, Obama, and Biden. They're all campaigning, helping him. It's three. They about to pack out Trump. It's 3 against 1. They about to pack him out. And for those who don't know what pack out means, they're about to jump him. 3 against 1. They're going on this campaign. The old term is Biden because this is Obama's been part of his campaign. We just talked about the Clintons rising from their pedophile graves and their money hungry warmongering ways. They're rising up. I mean, the Clintons can do no wrong, man. You see the scandals that they get caught up with Haiti. You see the scandals that Bill Clinton got caught up with Epstein. It doesn't matter. These damn people are untouchable, man. They can come out and they're going to live it up all day long. They've been involved with politics their whole year. Their whole life. The Clintons been involved with the Dixie Mafia and all kind of madness going on, murders and deaths and extortions, and their hands is filthy. Obama's waving the rainbow flag for everything. Now, when you hear about when Slow Biden is talking about, I can't answer that, I'm gonna get in trouble. Now we're seeing who's behind what and who's his handlers and who's he's talking with All of those administrations are all still together. They're all still campaigning. They're all running this whole program. So look at this. He's getting set up for a $500,000 ticket per ticket fundraiser in New York. Anti-Israel protesters all outside, man. They was on his head. And Obama and Clinton, the Clintons, both of them, had to save the day and help him out on his speeches and all. Look at it. Several ways of protesters disrupted President Biden's grandiose fundraiser Thursday at Radio City Music Hall, where he kicked it with former presidents Barack Obama and Bill Clinton to raise cash and enthusiasm for his 2024 re-election bid. You see, he can't do it alone. This is why I said, don't be surprised if slow Biden, man, trips, stumbles up the stairs, falls somewhere, man, bumps his head, and all of a sudden, he's got a concussion and he can't continue on. Does that mean Kamala Harris, she's going to take over? She's definitely going to have all kind of hands up her rear to puppeteer her. Because she's been the most silent, most inactive, most ridiculed and clowned VP that I can recall. Only thing she does is cackle and laugh every chance she gets. I ain't seen no policies. I ain't seen her walk down and address nothing. Please. So Obama, Bill Clinton, slow Biden, they're running a three-headed monster campaign with this whole election. One demonstrator woman blowing a whistle, holding the war pig sign and warning a nuclear war with Russia was removed from the lavish New York City event dubbed Grassroots Fundraiser by the 81-year-old president. They're talking shame on you, slow Biden, blood on your hands. The main points to bring out of this is obviously slow Biden is unpopular because of his stance on the war. This is why they're talking about America has turned its back on Israel and all that, because they see what's happening. It's not politically favorable for him right now. So you got to tell Israel, hey, man, we got to chill on this for a minute. Publicly, I'm going to say I'm turning my back on you. Behind closed doors, we're going to still slide you some money. You still got our support. Don't worry about it. But I got to get reelected. Now the Israelis are like, okay, well, hopefully we can hold them off. Without us just going completely medieval devilish and just destroy every damn thing in our path, because that's what they really want to do. But they're like, okay, well, we're going to try to hold off until we can kind of, get everything we want out the deal. But these damn devils, man, $500,000 a ticket fundraisers. And it's a three-headed monster, man, running this campaign. This is why, again, slow Biden says, I'm going to get in trouble if I speak out of turn, right? Look at this. Don't believe that Donald Trump hype. Joe Biden's poll numbers are rising. I can't tell. See, there she goes. Showing them teeth, man. Love showing them teeth. Hugging on him. This is disgusting. Look at this. Obama jumps in to help Biden defeat Trump again. See, Obama is the black card. You understand? He's the one that's going to gain all of his followers, all of it. Everybody who just wants to reminisce about the good old days with 2008 all the way to 2020 when Obama was here. Those are the good old days, man. All he do is pop out. He's gonna do a whole lot of speaking because they know slow Biden can't carry a conversation unless he gets the performance-enhancing drug shot in his butt cheeks, so he can get out there and be pepped up and talk for a good hour. I don't even think he can get an hour off, man. I think he can probably get a good 30, 45 minutes. And that's on probably Adderall or, who knows what kind of drugs they pumping up into him. Right? But now they're going to have, Obama going to get out there, man, and do a lot of talking for him. So help is on the way, slow Biden. But that's the same, man, because to show you how weak the dude is, because he's got to get all this help. You look on the other side over there, Trump has got all hell breaking loose on his campaign, and he's still out there like, I'm riding solo. He ain't even selected a VP yet.
This is ridiculous. Barack Obama spent several hours last Friday in the family dining room of the White House visiting his former vice president, Slow Biden. The move was cheerful as the pair exchanged jokes, and the meeting served as a small reunion of sorts for the two presidents' respective staff, many of whom have known each other going back to the Obama White House. Still, the occasion was hardly just two old friends catching up. Obama has made clear to associates in recent months that he believes Biden's intensifying rematch with Donald Trump in November will be incredibly close, and that the 2024 election marks, quote, all hands on deck. It's an all hands on deck moment. People familiar with his thinking told CNN, to that end, his return to the 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue last week was largely a working visit. Yeah. Now, they said don't believe the hype, but look at this. Even more bad news for Slow Biden. This is how you know they out there lying. 1 minute they saying Slow Biden's poll numbers are rising. Meanwhile, he needs help from Obama, Clinton, everybody trying to help him stay afloat. And now we see here, even more bad news for Biden as a new poll shows 40% of black voters say they don't want to vote in the 2024 election. All praise to the Most High. Whether it's because they just don't believe in either candidate or whatever the case may be, if 40% saying they don't want to vote, they're refusing to vote, a lot of Jakes out there saying, man, I'd rather just not vote than to vote for either one. Finally, they're getting out of the idea of I got to choose the lesser of two evils. I have to find whichever one isn't the least wicked, I'll vote for them. Fine. No, now they're saying, well, I'm not even voting. The hell with it, man. I'm not voting for either one of these cats. At least that mentality is in there. Now we got to shoot the gaps in them, and we got to infiltrate the minds of our people to say, good. Now that you finally submitted yourself and say you don't want to vote, now you got to realize why you shouldn't be voting in the first place. Let's get to the scripts. Let's make sure you understand. Don't fall back into that trap again. There's no wins for this place. A new poll released Monday indicates that many black voters are considering not voting in the 2024 election. It found 1 in 4 young black voters have considered withholding their vote as an act of protest. Black voters were critical to Biden winning in 2020, with over close to 90% backing him over Donald Trump. So look how the scales have changed. Slow Biden is not popular amongst black folks no more. Same with Hispanics. That's why he's out here pandering, taking out a black family, going to their house, eating fried chicken. This is why he's running around talking about, hey, I'm considering, giving 4,000 of you black green cards. Hey, I'm dropping down the walls, man. Come on in and be a part of the American experience. We love you, immigrants. Come on over. Yeah, we're gonna need you for the military. We're gonna need you to vote. We're gonna need you to. Yeah, you can get a vote. You can get a gun. You can squat in houses. Do what you want to do. Just make sure you get out there, hit the polls. See, some people they ain't falling for it no more. Look at this madness. Donald Trump compares himself to Christ in bizarre post from inside hush money court. But how long have we been talking about this? You know, this damn maniac that run around talking about he's the chosen one. Remember that? I'm the chosen one. You got the damn evangelical Edomites, man, running around here, giving him the entitlement of saying, no one's been more persecuted in history more than Donald Trump since Christ. Can you believe this? The chump is comparing himself to Jesus Christ in one of his most bizarre social media posts yet. The disgraced former president has posted an extract from the Bible referring to Easter. It comes as Trump is currently attending a hearing in Manhattan for his hush money case, which has been delayed. Meanwhile, New York Appeals Court has just agreed to hold off collection of $54 million civil fraud judgment if he puts up $175 million within 10 days. If he does, it will stop the clock on the collection and prevent the state from seizing his assets while he appeals. In a brazen post on Truth Social, Trump wrote, "Received this morning. Beautiful. Thank you.
And then a message supposedly sent by one of his supporters, which read, "It's ironic that Christ walked through his greatest persecution the very week that they're trying to steal your property from you, but ye have seen this verse." So here they are talking about, okay, just very simple. I believe they said, I don't even keep up with the crap no more. Yesterday was supposedly Good Friday, the day Christ was, crucified and put to death, right? 3 days, 3 nights. Y'all all know where I'm going with this. A 24-hour period is considered a day. Christ even said that there are 12 hours in a day in like manner and in balance as 12 hours a night. You can read about it in, I think it's Acts, the 3rd chapter tells you about the watches at night, which are 3-hour intervals. There were 4 watches. Let me make sure I quote that right for y'all. In the sure I got that one. Where's my scriptures at? Give me 1 second, y'all. Acts 23. I said Acts 3. Acts 23 and 23 tell you about the watches that are at night. So there's 24 hours in the day, right? So all we do is Friday to Saturday is 1 24-hour period. Saturday to Sunday is 2 24-hour periods. Sunday to Monday would be the 3rd 24-hour period. 3 days, 3 nights. That means he should have rose on Monday, not Easter Sunday. Somebody's lying. That's a whole nother topic. Maybe I'll re-upload the Easter lesson. Not even maybe. I will. For those who are new, those who are still searching, those who are still trying to understand why we're not keeping Easter no more. Maybe you need to send it to a family member who's upset that you're not going to the house and you're not letting the kids do the Easter egg hunt. How come you're not getting up for sunrise service with them anymore, going to church? Why are you telling the kid? Why are you teaching your kid? You got the family members out there. How come you want to let them do Easter egg hunt with their cousins? Yeah, but maybe because it's all lies. You need some understanding here. I'm gonna send you a video. So I'm gonna re-upload it, right? But anyway, they're trying to compare and saying, "Oh, Trump going through this whole persecution like Christ did his whole persecution week, representing Easter." Oh, so he had this $454 million super fraud case. They told me he had to come up with that much money for bail. Now they dropped it to $175 million. Now, don't get me wrong, they definitely are dragging him through the mud, because if you look at the bail amounts for what's the guy? Bernie Madoff, the Sam Bankman-Fried, all these guys, all these Edomites, man, you get mass murderers, all kind of all of their bail was less than this. But it is what it is. But they run around saying he's Yahushua now. But what, and no marvel, didn't Yahushua say that many false Christs shall arise? These are the same ignorant ass damn Edomites running around here talking about, they swear that they're true believers and evangelicals are going to stand up and, at the end all, they're going to be raptured up with a pre-tribulation rapture and be prepared for a micro thing getting put in your right hand and your forehead. These are the same ones. Are running around now anointing Trump as the new Christ. Matthew 24:5 says, "For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many." That's why they're heathens, man. That's why the Most High said, "I have not showed my word unto them," in Psalms 147:19 and 20. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Because they run around looking for their savior through voting polls, through red, and white hats, in bad orange tan jobs, and pull over toupees. That's the new Christ, man. Not at all. Yeah, who mentioned that? He's selling Bibles. Yeah, there you go. You was in the spirit, Renaya. Donald Trump flogging $60 God Bless the USA Bible, saying it's his favorite book. What? I guarantee you, man. So I'll make it easy. I'm about to say, I guarantee he can't find Genesis. I'm sure he can find Genesis. All you gotta do is open the damn first couple pages. But I guarantee you, he can't find Malachi, Haggai. I'm sure he'll even have problems finding Nehemiah or something. But it's his favorite book, though. He's out here panhandling, selling, Bibles. Who knows what's in these books? Probably got his name in there somewhere, claiming he's the Messiah. God bless the USA. The Most High is not blessing the damn USA. I'm not even gonna go there because it's gonna take more time. We just got to see how the Most High feels about America and Babylon. Amos 9 tells us the eyes of the Lord God upon the sinful nation. He's gonna destroy it off the face of the earth. See, this is him out here swearing falsely. Not maybe I do have to go. I might have to go here. Is that no, it's not Mike. Hold on. Zechariah, and your brother's memory is getting bad. Zechariah 5:4 says, I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. It's talking about the judgment and the cursing that's going to happen to America. Who's the house of the thief? Who stole lands, colonized them, and claimed them for themselves? Who is the one who's running around saying their houses are going to continue forever? They name the lands after themselves. In the book of Psalms, what is that? 46, I believe. None other than the so-called white man. He's going to enter into the house of the thief. It's a judgment of the so-called white man in America. And into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. Oh, in God we trust. Their whole judicial system is based upon them swearing falsely by the name. Their whole inaugurations of presidents, putting their hands on Bibles, left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. Of course, they do with the left hand, you put it on the Bible. That's the left side representing the wicked or the evil. That's where the pledge is. And then they raise their right hand to swear falsely. Do you hereby say that you're going to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Do you swear to defend your country, all enemies, foreign and domestic, swearing falsely by the name? And it's not saying God is the name, but we know symbolically that's what they're trying to represent. We know the name of the Most High is Yahweh, not God. But they swear falsely by claiming that they're going to submit themselves to our deity, our power, and they know they're not. It says, and it shall remain in the midst of the house, and shall consume it with timber thereof and the stones thereof. So it's going to be consumed. Look what he's talking about. God bless the USA. God is not blessing the USA. He's not blessing your damn $60 phony Bibles out there. But this is him out there panhandling, trying to get some money. I told y'all I seen an ad on YouTube of him begging for money. Now that guy's in trouble. He's selling sneakers, Bibles, whatever he can get. And Slow Biden is running around having $500 ticket nights, easily campaigning for money. Right? But again, I think it was last week with DSTM, as much as they trying to get rid of this dude, he got $1 billion donors, man, sitting up ready to fund him. So it's going to be interesting, man. He's like a damn parasite that won't go away. No matter what you paracleanse and all kind of damn you try to get rid of him, you ain't get rid of him. You seen that ad, Kohath? Okay, good. Because I'm like, damn, I can't be the only one who's seen it. Anybody else seen it? Glad you seen it. Good. Because I ain't seen it again. I've seen it one time, and I have not seen it again. But there you have it, man. So he's out here selling Bibles, saying he's the Messiah, all kind of madness. Now, when we get to the end of these, I got to speed it up, man. I'm going marathon mode. Let's get to this thing, right? Now, when we're looking at what's going on with the bridge and all of that, some people may say, "Well, was it terrorists? What happened? Who was behind the bridge collapse and all that?" I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. It is what it is. I don't believe that this was a terrorist attack. I don't believe in what I do believe is it's symbolically showing the destruction of America and all of its infrastructures. We're seeing many of the ways that America makes money, America sustains itself, is strongholds that it has on international affairs, being that this is Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, the place where all nations are going to, and merchants are going to get their money. When we're seeing these particular aspects of infrastructure being destroyed, it's symbolically showing you how America is collapsing slowly but surely. Let's look at this in Malachi 1. The burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh? Yet I loved Jacob. You know, we always love to be quoting Romans 9 and 13, I believe it is. Right? Is it Romans 9:13? Am I tripping? Why am I drawing a blank on that one? I think it maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. But look at continuing on here. So when it says the declaration of the Most High, saying that he loved Jacob in verse 13, and I hated Esau. So does God hate? Yes. It's not okay. Kind of, I'll praise. The Most High definitely does hate. He's declared a people, nation, a descendants of this people. We read Genesis 36. It says Esau is Edom. So they're one and the same. When you're speaking about Esau, you're speaking about Edom, you're speaking about all his descendants. So when he says that he hates Esau, the next question should not be, well, why? I mean, first the Christian will say, hey, God doesn't hate anybody. He loves everybody. Then they'll double back and say, when you read this, well, why did he hate Esau? And they don't even know the damn answer, man. They just talking in circles. That's what you call throwing out red herrings, man. You want to throw off the main point of the argument, the debate, or the discussion, and you throw in an irrelevant, well, why? You better be glad that you ain't the one that's getting destroyed, that's hated of the Lord. But look at this. Verse 4, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. See that? Slow Biden in America, their contingency is anything that gets destroyed from us, we're going to build back better. We're going to continue on building up infrastructure. We can't be stopped. The fourth industrial revolution is coming through the World Economic Forum. We've got everything lined up. The Most High said, okay, check this out. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh have indignation forever. That's righteous anger forever, man. There's no getting around that. You can't be like, well, it said hated. That's past tense. He loved Edom now. What? He said forever indignation. He's not dealing with Edom. Well, that was Esau. That was his brother. Well, why does it say Edom in the second verse? I mean, in the fourth verse. Who's Edom? Stop making excuses, man. Break the damn chains. Stop dealing with the Stockholm syndrome and all of that, man. Call a spade, man. Stand on truth. We started off with this. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. That's what our people need to lock in on. Stop powering down and stop trying to make every excuse in the world. Oh, why not? Why not? Why? How come? How come? Leave it alone. So every aspect that we see of these infrastructures, last year, what was crashing every minute and being derailed? All of the trains, That was involved in all of the transport. That was involved in all of the cargo. That was involved in all of the freight, the freight that was happening. The trains was falling off the tracks. Now you got cargo ships crashing into a busy infrastructure dealing with the with trade. I think that tanker was coming from India, right? You see the planes. Look at all the scandal that's going on with Boeing. Doors opening up, windows cracking, wheels falling off. It's just symbolically showing, man, how America is slowly but surely coming apart at the seams. And economically, that's where you're going to hit them the most. Remember, money answereth all things. Right now, you're dealing with the dollar collapse. You're dealing with international trade being affected. Down there in Venezuela, I think that, they had the drought going on at the Panama Canal that was affecting all of the trade that was going on. You had the grain shortages from the Ukraine and Russia conflict, poverty, everything's going on. But look at it. A staggering amount of money is slipping away due to the Baltimore bridge collapse. See, this is what we're talking about. This is part of the infrastructure of America. See, Esau talking about how long is it going to take to get the bridge back. So I said, you can build back. I'm still going to destroy it. The port of Baltimore is closed, quote, until further notice following a major bridge collapse. Experts say the closure alone will halt some $15 million in daily economic activity. Can you imagine? Now America and each other, they're missing out on $15 million a day. Can America afford to lose that type of money when you're already $30+ trillion in debt? I mean, when you're looking at inflation numbers continually rising, even though they're cooking the book saying, oh, we're almost back to normal. I can't tell. I just bought a bag of groceries that cost me, what about 3 items with damn near $20-some. What are you talking about? Here they are talking about $15 million in daily economic activity has been shut down because of this quote unquote mishap. And they lost control, lost power. The ship crashed into the bridge. So I'm not a proponent of saying, hey, it's a terrorist attack, man. They blew up the bridge. No. What I will say is it was an act of the Most High that hit hit America in the gut to affect its infrastructure, and it's just slowly but surely showing the collapse of America and everything that it got going on. $15 million a day they're losing out. The impact will likely increase from there as critical roadway and has been severed and route shift hours after Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed Tuesday morning. The scale of economic toll is beginning to emerge. So it's an economic thing, man. $15 million a day they're losing. And it says down here, what? That's just the beginning. Just the beginning. So expect, probably, depending on what freight was coming in and out of that route and the usages of the bridge, expected to hit, us economically somehow, some way. But it's definitely going to affect the bottom line of America and the Great War. Let's continue. I mean, there could have been explosions. I mean, they had workers up there. They had, you're dealing with electric lines and stuff going on over there within the boat. I'm just not a proponent saying that it was a rigged explosion. I'm not going to co-sign that one. I haven't seen enough evidence to say that it was blown up, but we would have seen a lot more explosions happening outside of that. So, if anybody you gonna believe it's a conspiracy, somebody intentionally did it, that's cool. And maybe they did. Me personally, I gotta see more. I'm looking at the bottom line of how does it affect America? Because we haven't seen no real activity terrorist-wise after the fact. I mean, outside of just hitting America in the gut with the money hits, I attribute that to the Most High. But that's me. All right, let's move on. Putin. Black Jesus collab is insane. Resurface clip of Putin. Give the military leaders a box with Black Jesus sparks. Outrage on social media. Outrage. Look at it. What are they mad about? Don't nobody want to hear about that, man. But let me share this real quick. I'm gonna just breeze through this for time's sake, right? Many of y'all have seen this. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because it's almost 4 minutes. But what I do want everybody to kind of be aware of is you have to be. Yeah, I heard that the captain was Ukrainian. Hey, if y'all believe it was Ukraine, somehow or Russia somehow had something to do, maybe y'all right. Me personally, I just don't think that was significant enough to, because the end all be all would be what, to hurt America financially. Okay, that's cool, but we're talking about. I'm looking for impact in regards to you got 133 people got killed behind that concert hall attack, and if Russia decides to come back and say, "Well, we're just going to sabotage a ship and crash into a bridge that's just going to hurt you economically," I don't think that's fair exchange. I would think it's blood for blood, but that's me. But let's move on. Let's move on. Y'all can share your thoughts about it. It's all good. Um, but let's look at this. And that's why everybody got to kind of be aware of how AI works and how this information comes out. Watch this.
Vladimir Putin just told his entire nation that they now serve Black Jesus.
Did he say that? Does she speak Russian? This is what social media does, man. People, in order to go viral, don't know what the hell she's talking about. TikTok is dangerous. She says Vladimir Putin just told his entire nation that they now serve Black Jesus. Now, first of all, the video is from a year ago. She's saying he just now made the statement. That's not true. Come on, sister. You got to do your research. You got to be more informed. The so-called, well, hold on. The Israelites alone, we've been talking about Russian icons. We've been talking about Black nobility and the Black presence in Europe. As long as I've been in the truth, well before I was in the truth, I didn't know about any of this information at all until I seen information being proposed and shown to me. I remember watching on public access ISUPK back in the early 90s. I believe elder brother Yeshaya was doing classes with showing Russian icons, Black imagery, European Black nobility, and all that. And this was in 1994, 95. The elder brother was bringing this stuff out. And I'm watching, they in New York. They had public access channels going on out here in California. This was when cable had public access. I was watching back then, and I was like, what the hell? I've never heard, never seen, school never taught me this. This is, hold on, is this true? And it was all real. So this information is not news for the Israelites. We've been talking about this for the longest, and people have been trying to say that we're crazy, we're misinterpreting words, this ain't right, blah, blah, blah. Now all of a sudden there's a video clip of Putin popping out, showing the histories, and now it's rocking the world, and people are upset all of a sudden. But sister, that ain't what he said. That ain't what he said. Okay, hold on. Let's go back.
Putin just told his entire nation that they now serve Black Jesus. Stop what you're doing, download this video, and share it on every social media site you can find, because this shit just got crazy.
Where has she been at? Where has she been at? I don't know how many different camps, different brothers, all been bringing out this information for years on end. She's talking about it just got crazy. What? She's obviously share the video and all this other stuff. Why do you share the video? Because it brings attention to her TikTok channel. Okay, Caress Marie, she's the one going to be taking credit for it, saying, look what I'm sharing. Share this with everybody. The world is going to... This is not new information, my sister. Come on over to the Israelite side, man. You're going to really learn some stuff. Not via TikTok, but let's continue.
Ladies and gentlemen, people of Russia, today we stand on the precipice of a monumental revelation, a moment that redefines total.
Now, the problem with this is I have a hard time believing that this is actual real interpretation. I believe this is AI, somebody utilizing a Russian accent and saying this information. Why do I say that? We'll continue in a minute. Because he's saying today we're finding out this information. They're making it sound as if this is, they just somehow discovered this information, as if they don't have it in their monasteries over there in Russia, as if he hasn't stood and posed with. That's why you see on the thumbnail, the dark image of Christ is behind it. This isn't, they didn't just discover this and they're showing and exposing it to the world. So this voiceover that they're saying is not real. That's not real interpretation. But let's continue.
Just got crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, people of Russia, today we stand on the precipice of a monumental revelation, a moment that redefines total, not only our understanding of history, but also the path forward for our great nation. In an extraordinary discovery hidden beneath centuries of lore and legend, we have opened.
Hidden between centuries of lore and legend. Meanwhile, you've got books like Russian icons, the meaning of icons. You've got all of the monasteries over there, the various monasteries over there that still hold this artwork. You got museums that still got it. What are you talking about? That you just found this out? This can't be real interpretation.
What can only be described as the oldest vault known to mankind. What we found within its ancient confines challenges the very fabric of our beliefs and heralds a new dawn for our country. Within this vault, we discovered figures of biblical proportions.
Okay, so y'all know where we're going with this, right? So this, by all estimations, is not really what was being said. It's a clever way to use TikTok to put it out there to show this. Subsequently, kind of. You got to be foolish to believe that this is real when that's original. However, does it take away from the fact that this is real? This is why you get the fact checkers jumping out the window saying Putin never said that. That's a lie. He never said that Christ was black. Nobody said that he said that. That's what his intentions was. Right? This is social media at its finest, jumping out the window, utilizing this information to go viral. Somebody made a video to go viral. Now they are showing and examining real historical iconography, but at the same time, it kind of gets blurred because you're dealing with falsehoods in there. So now it brings into question. People are going to say, well, is it real? Because the video is fake. And we got to deal with actual truth, man. You can't get out there and make a fake video or fake interpretation, because then you throw the baby out with the bathwater for anybody that doesn't believe. So let's look real quick. And why do we have this art still here? One of the main reasons why is because when you're dealing with the nobility over there in Russia, there were still strongholds that brothers was holding down and brothers was bringing in and had the artwork. They were creating the iconography, right? So we're talking about what? The Renaissance period, Renaissance, rebirth. It hit Western Europe. This is why we're seeing and we find most of this artwork, most of this information coming out of Eastern Europe, because Russia was very late into dealing with the Renaissance. So a lot of the iconography, a lot of the pictures and all that, the Renaissance of the Western Europe did not affect, it didn't get hit as hard over here. So look at this real quick. The 17th century Renaissance in Russia, Western influences on art and architecture. So notice it says 17th century. When you're dealing with Eastern Europe, you're talking about the 14th century, 15th century. So you're talking about them there 300-400 years elapsed that Western Europe had time to change the depictions and everything. And Russia started doing it too, but they ended up having to change it, the iconoclasm and doing all the other stuff. Russia still had 300-400 years of artwork and information still showing us as being black and so forth and so on, and it was being preserved. So that's why they still had opportunity to still have this thing, because they were going through a war with the Mongols. So while Western Europe is over here changing iconography and doing all that and Renaissance and getting rid of all the dark images and everything else, Russia still had all the dark images over there that was brought by brothers that was black ruling over in those areas. And they're going through a war. They didn't have the opportunity to be changing all the stuff, right? So the Most High always preserves and leaves stuff available for us. See, Russian culture underwent a series of changes in the 17th century that some historians have described as a delayed Renaissance. So this is why we see in Romania and in Russia and Poland and different areas where we can find black imagery of our people still being over there and ruling and historically. That preceded the dramatic westernization of his country by Peter the Great. See, why was it dramatic? Because they went crazy with the iconoclasm in Western Europe, right? Echoes of Western art and culture had, of course, reached Russia long since. For example, elements of classical antiquity inherited by Byzantium, a style akin to Romanesque, to be found in the architecture of the 12th century and the late 15th and early 16th century Kremlin cathedrals and palaces built by Italians. But a number of factors, not least the 250-year-long Mongol occupation and adherence to the Orthodox faith, had served to isolate Russia from mainstream European culture. What was happening in mainstream European culture? Iconoclasm. They was changing images to white images. They were changing the names and faces and all kind of stuff. So Russia was isolated from that. That's why we get what we get. See, this wasn't some, groundbreaking. Guess what we found out? We're going to start worshiping Black Christ and the apostles. And this is unbelievable. Guess what we found in this unearthed image? They've been through all this stuff, man. They got it all over there. It's not a surprise for them when they see this information. So that's not groundbreaking. It was over a year ago. No, it was in April that this happened in 2023. So, the sister talking about this, guess what just happened? It didn't just happen. You see it right here. April 2023, Putin visited Kherson, Ukraine. At that time, the Kremlin released a statement saying the Supreme Commander of Russian Federation Armed Forces has visited the headquarters of the Dnepr military group in the Kherson region in the south, and also went to the Luhansk region in the east, where he toured Russian National Guard headquarters. So let's put a halt on that. Does it show the truth of Yahushua being black, the apostle? Absolutely it does. We just had to change the narrative of saying that he was exposing to the world that Jesus was black and that the apostles was black, and they just found this information out, and they're trying to tell the world that the Jews are the real black. That ain't what was going on. That discredits our movement because you add in all these additives that really wasn't part of the narrative. So let's not get caught up with that. We know the truth, and it's only being revealed, it's only being shown. We take that for what it's worth, and then we go back and say, see, we've been telling y'all this. We've been saying that this information is here in Eastern Europe and other places, even in Western Europe, being sent over there in places like Italy. You can still find some dark images of Christ and the apostles. I mean, that's all readily available, and there's many more that we probably haven't seen yet. Germany, I just did the dark Black History, dark ages last month. If you ain't see it, go check it out. You find some more information. But there it is. All right. So that's my take on the Putin thing. Look at this. This is in the Philippines. Millions of Filipinos swarmed the historic statue of Jesus Christ as it's paraded in Manila on Tuesday. The mass gathering in Catholic is one of the world's biggest displays of religious devotion. They like zombies and roaches out there in the streets, right? Over there in the Philippines. But watch what they do. Look what they're parading around. The so-called Black Nazarene statue was pulled through crowds in the first ceremony since the pandemic. Watch this. Look at that. The 400-year-old wood icon is a wooden depiction of Jesus. It's said to have miraculous healing power. And see, are they scattered in the Philippines of Israel? Sure. We're scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. No question about it. Are the majority of them in this crowd Israel? Probably not. As they're carrying on with the idolatry and the heathenistic worship. But the main thing we want to show is, look at it. They call this the Black Nazarene. It's the Black Christ. Woolly hair, right? Dark image of him. Got him in his garment or whatnot. But they're running around trying to touch it and thinking they're going to get healed and get all kind of madness, man. As they flood it out. Annually, they do this. This is the first time they was able to do it since the pandemic, right? So is it some revelation? Oh, guess what? But Putin had to tell this person, but they knew it over there in the Philippines and everywhere else. It's a knucklehead Negro over here talking about color doesn't matter. Nobody's seen him. He was all colors. Oh, you guys are being racist, trying to make Christ black. If the Bible doesn't say that, but what? The hard-head, stiff-necked Negro over here making every damn excuse in the book not to believe the truth. The rest of the world is out there saying, yeah, we know. What y'all don't know this? You know, a lot of people is even commenting about the Putin thing saying, is this still an argument? I mean, everybody knew Christ was black. But the same people don't want to acknowledge it. If Christ was king of the Jews, black man, king of the Jews, how do you not make any type of thought in your mind and say, well, hold on, if there's a black Jew, he was king of them, could I possibly be one? That doesn't even click in people's minds. Well, it said that Christ came in Hebrews 7:14 says Christ descended of the tribe of Judah. He's black. That means the Judahites got to be black. Well, do you ever put those two and two together? No. But our people just so smart, man. Yeah, jump on it. Yeah, everybody knew Christ was black. Yeah, we know that. What are you going to do about it? When are you going to look at yourself and say, could that possibly be my descendant? Could that be my big brother? Could I come from the same line of black Jews? Instead of listening to the folly that goes on, there ain't no such thing as a black Jew. That's all stuff that Hebrew Israelites made up, the BHIs, the Black Hebrew Israelite. They make all this stuff up, man. They twisting history. They're twisting the scripture to fit their narrative. They're just trying to be some black revolutionaries to give black people some encouragement by trying to make everybody black. No, we're not doing none of the above, man. We're reading the scriptures. We're interpreting them correctly. We're matching it up with history. We're seeing artifacts. We're seeing iconography. We're seeing paintings. We're seeing pottery. We're seeing everything. And we're putting two and two together, and where the truth is being revealed to us. The rest is sitting around here scratching their head, talking about, oh, well, I don't understand. There you go. All right. Everybody still with me? Y'all want me to, if y'all got information overload, let me know. I'll stop and we can double back and maybe I'll finish up a DSTM next week. If you're still with me, put a 7 in the chat. If your head is about to explode, let me know. We're almost at 2.5 hours. I don't want to go 3 or 4 hours because I could, but I don't want to do it. 7 in the chat, let me know. Okay, house party, everybody rocking, everybody good? Let me know. Let me know. All right. All praise to the Most High. We're gonna keep rolling it. We're gonna keep rolling. All right. So look at this. This is what I want to get to. We seen all the distractions, right? We've seen all the distractions. Hold on. Maybe there's one more. Maybe there's one more. There is another distraction that I didn't get a chance to. I don't know where I put him. Let me see what I put him. Yeah, let me move him up. Okay. Let me move him up. One more distraction that we're dealing with, right? Your man Diddy. Dum dum diddy dee dum dum. Dum dum diddy dee dum dum. Yeah, Diddy. Busted. out there, right? Now, one thing I noticed, I'm always scratching my. I'm saying, well, who did he get upset? Who did he trip on? And I do remember, uh, I do remember this. Now look at it. Now I'm not saying this is all any related, but it stands to reason uh why and how this happened. Now last year, Diddy was suing his liquor partner. Now he's got what's known as what did he have? He had Ciroc, and then he had another Deleon was his tequila company, right? Now here he goes here. Illusion of inclusion. Diddy sues company behind his liquor brands for discrimination. Now, this is one thing I could trace back and I could say, who did he upset that all of a sudden now all hell's breaking loose and they on his butt, right? Business mogul Diddy Combs has sued the British beverage company that co-owns his liquor brands, claiming that the spirits giant Diageo has kneecapped his Ciroc and DeLeon labels, sales growth for almost a decade, and starved them out of resources while better marketing its other brands, such as Don Julio and Casamigos. So he's claiming that they've got a conflict of interest going on within the companies. They're promoting other tequilas over his. But look at this. Diddy Combs Wines and Spirits LLC is alleging that Diageo treated his DeLeon tequila and Ciroc vodka as inferior black brands or ethnic brands. Now, see, this is why we're talking about. You can act like, oh, I've made it. I'm getting money. Well, Diddy got he got all these damn songs out there, man. Take that. What's the name of that other? We ain't going nowhere. This Bad Boy for Life. All these other songs he got out there. He's black billionaire. You still a nigga, man, at the end of the day. In their eyes, you are a nigga, Diddy. And you are not going to usurp your authority without some consequences and repercussions. You were branded, you were partnered up with Diageo, the liquor mogul, or the liquor powerhouse, who markets Don Julio, Casamigos, and isn't Casamigos what's the Edomite actor's name? That's his brand. What's that dude's name? What's that guy? Damn, George Clooney. George Clooney and his other couple other Edomites, they do Casamigos. So when they partnered with him, they told him, you're responsible for the black brands and the ethnic brands. You go market to the niggas. He feels like I'm on equal playing field with my white counterparts, with Don Julio, Casamigos. Hey, I'm Diddy. What? They told him, hey man, learn your place. This is what you were brought in for this. Look, his brands are inferior. See, you still a nigga, man. Black brands, ethnic brands that should be targeted to urban consumers, according to a racial discrimination lawsuit his company filed Wednesday in New York Supreme Court in Manhattan. So that was one thing that I remembered, and I pulled up and I said, oh, who did he get mad? So he sued them and he won. As we can see here, he settled his lawsuit with his liquor company. Diddy wins DeLeon tequila lawsuit. Oh, he running out parading around. This is black victory. We finally won one against the system, man. We got him. Yeah, right. How you feeling now, homeboy? Right? He's always had a questionable history anyway. They always talk about the bad boy curse. Everybody that comes around him either leaves out dead or broke. You got Biggie Smalls, Craig Mack, one of his other artists, G Dep, he got locked up for murder. Shine, who took the gun case for him, he did 10 years and then got deported back to Belize. You know, there's always something going on with them, man. He's connected with Tupac's murder. So something's always going on with this cat, man. But now look what they're saying. FBI set to widen the Diddy sex probe over claims the rapper boasted about shooting people, bribing jurors, and using J-Lo as a gun mule. He had an incident down in Atlanta back in the 90s, I believe it was, where his bodyguard shot or killed somebody down. I mean, he's constantly involved in something, man. He's constantly getting brought out the flames, dusted off. His white handlers have constantly been saving him. And you know, he was groomed by Clive Davis, who's a known sodomite, queen of the industry, and some what's the other Edomite's name? Damn. What's the other guy's name? It was another Edomite man that came out and said he was he was part of grooming Puffy. LA, not LA, is it LA? I don't want to put nobody's name out there. I can't confirm. But definitely Clive Davis, man. There's another cat, Andre Harrell, who's passed away. He was involved in grooming him up, man. I mean, this guy's been involved in the underworld and been groomed up to be in this position for a long time. And then once you get in there, man, you get in too deep. Get in too deep. Matthew 16:26. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? I mean, what is he giving up, man? What is he involved himself in? What kind of underworld debauchery, thievery, murder, rape? I mean, what has he been exposed to? Gave it all up, man, for his soul. And now look what he's into. Look at Proverbs 20:19. It says, he that goeth about as a talebearer revealeth secrets. Therefore, meddle not with him that flattereth with his lips. So now he's being the victim of talebearing. Everything that he got NDA signed, you know, but notice they've been talking about, man, they finding cameras in all his rooms. Everybody's popping up. You can find interview after interview, people talking about how Diddy parties, he got these infamous parties. I remember seeing the rapper Exhibit. He said when he went to one of the parties, man, he seen some questionable stuff going on in some rooms, and he was like, "Oh, let me get up out of there." Even Luke from 2 Live Crew. I mean, and this guy is known for his wild exploits. He said, "Man, I would leave the Diddy parties early because I knew there was some stuff in there I did not want to be around." There's a number of different celebrities popping out like Diddy party, and they only go. Some people go on the Diddy party, and those are the ones they allow you to see what they want you to see. But behind the closed doors, behind the velvet ropes, behind the secret rooms and the doors, man, there was a lot of debauchery going on in there. And they said, and the police are saying we found cameras about all of them. Now, who else can we find a record of that? Epstein. And look what happened with him. Now he's got Pedo Island in one of Diddy's properties. It's called what's his name is? He got another property called something Island. Star Island. See that? Sean Diddy's life on Star Island. Why these guys all got islands? They all think that they're, sovereign. They all think that they're isolated. They all think they're untouchable. He's on Star Island. What's the name? Um, what was Epstein's island? Was it Epstein Island? Little St. James, Epstein Island, Pedo Island, better known as. Now, I'm not, I don't have no proof saying he's as badass, but it's creepily, I mean, entering into them realms. Entering into them realms, man. So they did the raid on him, man, flashed it, hit his homes, seizing electronic equipment. My thing is, who's he going to take down with him? Diddy's not doing no time for nobody. He knows where the bones is buried at, he's gonna probably take some deal. They're gonna break him down. I'd be surprised if they take him down. Yeah, they're calling him Little Rod. Wild name for what's going on over there. Running out, the guy who's hidden with this lawsuit, Little Rod. Here he goes. Rodney Little Rod Jones is the one who's he says he's a videographer for Diddy. He says it says Jones compared Puffy to Jeffrey Epstein and accused the mogul of groping his genitals, grooming him into having sex, and forcing him into procure sex workers, strippers, and drugs. They just caught his little drug mule, Edomite. Had coke on him at the time. He was about to get on the plane. They caught him. Now they're calling out different females. So, this guy was involved in a whole lot of madness, man. But ironically, this information comes out the same time as all these other distractions, man, that's telling us pay attention to this entertainment news as opposed to what's really going on. I don't want to spend too much more time on Diddy. Y'all can have your own conclusions. Me personally, I just think the chickens came home to roost, man. The guy done sold his soul. He's been involved in a lot of madness for a long time. And, he done sold his soul, man. And now the devil's coming to reap. Most High done told him, man, hey, you can go out there and live it up. But when I come calling, it's over for you. It's over for you. Look at this. Sirach 1. It says, we're going to reverse 30. Get right to the point. Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul. You see what happens? He's bad boy for life. He's the great Diddy Combs. He's love. He done changed his name 1,000,001 times. He got all this money, all this fame. But guess what? As much as he exalted himself as being this big old billionaire mogul, and how everybody need to bow down to him, and he controls the shots. Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul. Now that he done sold the soul, he brought dishonor upon himself. And so the Most High discovered thy secrets. Well, now all the secrets is on Front Street. How this guy would let other men lay with his woman, and he's sitting in the corner enjoying the sights and scenes. We're hearing about these bisexual, sodomite things he's into. I mean, all kind of matters. Murders, payoff. Now the Most High discovering our secrets. But continuing, it says, and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou camest not in truth to the fear of the Lord, but thy heart is full of deceit. See what happens? See what happens? And that's what Diddy is a victim of right now. Let's move on. I'm gonna pick up the pace a little bit. This is really what I want to show y'all. This is really more important information where we need to be discussing. Look at this. Secret RCM report warns Canadians may revolt once they realize how broke they are. Right from the get-go, the report authors warn that whatever Canada's current situation, it will probably deteriorate further in the next 5 years. They're showing you how Canada is slowly on the collapse. Canada is the brainchild or the model of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab. This is what they want. We've been hearing about them restricting speech. Remember, past couple of weeks we've been talking about them banning people doing life in jail for quote unquote hate speech or offending somebody reading the Bible. When they had the trucker protest during the pandemic, they were seizing people's bank accounts. I mean, all kind of matters going on over there. Now they're acknowledging and showing how the incoming recession and the banking collapse, how people thinking they've got so much money in their banks, the recession is going to show that they really don't have that value in the bank no more because of how bad the economy is going to be over the next 5 years in Canada. A CRCMP report is warning the federal government of Canada may descend into civil unrest once citizens realize the hopelessness of the economic situation. The coming period of recession will accelerate the decline in living standards that the younger generations have already witnessed compared to earlier generations, reads the report entitled Whole of Government 5-Year Trends for Canada. Now, you may say, oh, that's Canada. What are you talking about? America, we're great. Well, if you remember, maybe about 3 weeks ago, I did a DSTM and they were talking about how retirement right now for the average retirement right now, I think is like people are getting like $30,000 a year. You can't live off of that. That's now. What is that going to mean for the future of America and those who's planning on plotting on retirement and praying Babylon lasts until you're able to retire and you know that's a whole nother thing, a whole nother thing. But it lets you know that it's only going to get worse. And Canada is now seeing it. People are understanding it. They're saying within the next 5 years, they expect civil unrest and people are going to be wilding out because they're going to realize they'll never be able to retire. Their money is worthless. It's all going down the tubes. Ain't nothing happening. But guess what? That's the model that they want for everybody. Everybody. Look.
As you know, the theme of this annual meeting is Mastering the Fourth Industrial Revolution.
Now, y'all know that's Klaus Schwab. That's the brain trust for the World Economic Forum, i.e., the NWO, right? This is the guy, he's the overlord who's controlling politicians. He's controlling economic situations. He's the one saying we're going to have a great reset. He's the one saying you will own nothing and be happy. He's the one saying that we need world IDs, digital IDs. He's the one saying that cyber attacks is coming. That's going to destroy all the civilization is going to make the C-19 look like a minor disturbance, you know. So look, it says Trudeau pledging Canada's full support and loyalty to the agenda of his overlord Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum.
I couldn't imagine anybody who could represent more the world which will come out of this fourth industrial revolution. It will be a young world. It will be a digital world. Now, who could represent such a world better than you, Prime Minister? We are very glad that at the beginning of this meeting, you are talking to us to represent also a new, open Canada. I want to use this opportunity also to thank our Canadian constituency, which always has been a very loyal and very much engaged constituency here at the Forum. But now, I think
notice he said, who can represent better than Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau? He's talking about who can show everybody what we're all about better than Canada. This is a couple years ago, right?
With you, together with our constituents, Prime Minister, we can make sure that in the future we strengthen the cooperation even more.
In the future, they're going to strengthen the corporation even more. That's out his mouth. I'm not going to play the whole video for time's sake, but you can look this up, watch it for yourself, save it in your archives. Klaus Schwab and Trudeau, believe it said something to the effect of pledging their loyalties to the WEF. But this was just to show you this: Canada is the petri dish. This is the experiment. This is the ones between Canada and China. And even during this time, or no, there was another interview. Trudeau said how much he loves how China gets down. He wish he could do it just the same way. All you gotta do is look how China's running. They've got the population control. They've got the facial recognition, the security lined up. They've got the social credit score system already lined up. I mean, this is what they're trying to, expose. So here you see the head telling everybody who is the best example of what they're trying to push. All we got to do is look and see what's going on in Canada. Know that that's what's coming down to the rest of us.
It's your country.
Look at this. Canada links citizen bank accounts to a social credit score. Oh, really? No, who else is running social credit scores? China. This is going to be based upon, hold on. We got to back it with the scripture. See, this is the prelude. This is the prelude to what we see. Okay. This is the prelude. Revelation 13, 6 and 17. And this is a whole nother lesson, but I'm just going to surface level show y'all. Like I said, last time we did this, they struck the channel and took the video down. But anyway, and he calls them all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now, is that literal, figurative? That's not literal, because we're going to see, based upon the technologies that they have, you don't necessarily need to be having anything injected into you in order to be compliant with the system and how they're going to line everything up. But that's a whole nother thing. Receive the mark in the right hand or in the forehead, and that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So there's 3 qualifications that you can abide by the means of the system. You won't be able to buy or sell unless you got the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name embedded within your mind, spirit, or your physical attributes that you're going to be able to utilize to buy or sell. So there's going to be a systematic way that's going to have limitations on whether or not you can buy or sell utilizing technological means. So Canada is linking citizens' bank accounts to a social credit score. Oh, so that's going to mark your carbon footprint. How much are you polluting the air? What kind of food are you buying? What are you entertaining? Are you using gas? What, are you being a good little slave? If you are, we're going to boost your social credit score. We're going to make sure that you have your carbon credits put down on your card. So you can make sure you can go out and buy a little food. You can get out there and roam around in your 15-minute city. You understand what I'm saying? They're already moving on to it. Now, but people are worried about whether or not Diddy, was really out here laying with Justin Bieber. I mean, is that really going to affect your salvation, or something like this? Needful to know as we're moving towards, the end, right? In a major push to seize control of the public's financial freedom, Canada is radicalizing its banking system by linking citizens' bank accounts to a tyrannical social credit score. The Canadian banking system will soon be transformed by a so-called, quote, open banking framework. Proponents are framing this as more, quote, inclusive way for banks to easily share information and access user data. So it's going to become a global network of brain trust that all of them can share this information, your social credit score, your ability to bank, buy, sell, fund, get loans, etc. is all going to be tied into one particular system. Right. However, the move will merge social standings with banking to provide governments and unelected bureaucrats with complete control over our finances. I've shown y'all 1,000,001 times the World Economic Forum, the World ID, everything that's going to be entitled with it, everything from your social media pages to your medical care to your ability to operate businesses online with E-Trade and all that other stuff. Everything is going to be tied into this one thing. Maybe I got to show y'all one more time. For the sake of sake of understanding, here we go. Look at this. Okay. This is from the WEF. This the guy that was just talking about how much he loves Justin Trudeau and he's going to be the model and example for everybody that's going to be part of this. This is what this social credit score, this is what's going to be involved in, how you are able to function daily through a digital ID. This is going to be your ability to buy and sell. It's going to be surrounded around this type of technology. All right, look, your healthcare, financial services, your ability to what? Open bank accounts, carry out online financial transactions. You need to be part of this system if you're going to have a bank account, if you're going to have online financial transactions. See, some people could say right now, oh, well, if you, forget it. Some people would say, if you don't get the mark, you can still go online and do your purchases and all of that. No, you can't. It's all going to be inclusive. Food and sustainability, travel and mobility, humanitarian response, e-commerce, your ability to shop, to conduct businesses, transactions, to secure payments. So if you got an online business, you got a side hustle, all that stuff, you're going to be brought back into a whole new system. That's why they're trying to balance out which one of these cryptocurrencies is going to lead the way. Is it going to be Bitcoin? Is it going to be what's the other one? They got not IDX, not IDX, XRP. I mean, all of these different things that, they've got the Fed coin system already lined up. You understand? Social platforms. Oh, people so addicted to social media and everything else, you won't be able to access. See, for social interactions, to access third-party services that rely on social media logins, it's going to be tied into this whole digital ID system. The government, your ability to vote, pay your taxes, collect your benefits. Oh, you need that social security check. You need disability. You need all that. Oh, you better be part of the system. Telecommunications, smart cities. Hello? Remember that? It's all part. It's all here. And now Canada's already instituting it by acknowledging a social credit score, linking with bank accounts. Look at this. The organization Open Banking Excellence, a World Bank partner, that originated in the UK, boasts that it will incorporate social credit scores and bank information and likely digital cash and IDs in one, quote, convenient and inclusive place. Isn't that nice? How convenient. But look at this. JP Morgan plans biometric payments rollout with the POP ID in 2025. Oh, really? So is it just Citizens Bank, Open Bank Excellence up there in Canada? Is it just the Canadians that's going to go through this? Oh, JP Morgan, one of the biggest banks in America and in the world. They want in. JP Morgan Chase, they were buying up many of those banks that were folding and going bankrupt and closing out, consolidating into one big bank. Oh, look at that. JP Morgan plans a biometric payments rollout with POP ID in 2025. You know what biometrics is? It's all lined up with your personal physiology. They already got it like an Amazon Fresh, right? You put your credit card in, put your palm on the scanner. It will scan your palm. Now it matches it up with your card. Anybody seen that? I did a video on that over a year and some change ago. Anybody witness it going to Amazon Fresh or the Whole Foods where people are paying with their hand and their palms now? Because you put the card in, you scan your hand, it matches your fingerprint and your biometrics with your card. So now you don't have to pull out your card no more. You can just go to the store, buy your stuff, put your palm onto the scanner, scans your palm. They says, oh, this is linked to this Visa card. Okay, boom, pay for it, you're done. See, they already warmed everybody up with the Apple Pay, the Apple Watch, and you go scan your watch here, beep, beep, everything's great. Now JP Morgan is doing it. Yeah, Judge Dredd. That's right. There's another movie that they got on Netflix right now. It's based out of England. It's called damn, what's the name of it? I can't recall, but it's a movie on Netflix that's got a see, this is how I get thrown off, man, because I always be like, I gotta show it. I can't let it go. Uh, uh, damn, what's the name of that thing? Mm-mm-mm. Uh, I remember it had this guy, Top Boy, actually. That's it. Get out of here. So I don't want to leave it. The kitchen. That's it. The kitchen. See, I gotta show y'all, man. Shalaki, man. I know I'm taking forever, but as long as y'all with me, we're gonna keep going. Uh, The Kitchen. That's another movie that shows people living in these 15-minute cities, little projects, and sharing showers and all kind of madness going on. But yeah, Judge Dredd, 15-minute city. Yeah, The Kitchen. That's on Netflix. That's on Netflix. You can check it out. But this is what they lining up. All right. So JP Morgan, they jumping in the fray. JP Morgan's trialing a biometric payments powered by Pop ID's commercial identification for more retailers in the US ahead of a planned rollout next year. 2025 is when they're gonna get started with introducing this stuff. And an executive told Payments Dive the pilots include palm, fingerprint, and face authentication for payments in store, promising a faster, secure checkout experience. Right hand, forehead, hello? Fingerprint or face authentication, palm, fingerprint, or face. Okay. All right. Let me move on. Now look at this. Renting is now cheaper than owning in all of America's 50 biggest metro areas. If you remember last week, I just did when I finished up the DSTM last Sabbath, and we seen those three corporations out there in Atlanta owning up 16,000 of the homes, taking over the real estate game, and they're not selling, they're leasing only. Oh, you will have nothing, own nothing, and be happy. Good little slaves in the system. Why is now renting becoming the biggest trend in everything? It's now becoming cheaper to own. All of the housing prices is going up. Commercial real estate is crashing. Nothing was going to be owned anymore. Everything is going to be rent. Everything is going to be consolidated into quote unquote affordable housing and homes. You seen the articles where Slow Biden said, I'm going to take all these commercial properties, I'm going to turn them into affordable housing. You're going to live in a cubicle. You're going to pay by scanning your palms. Your face is going to be detectable. Your social credit score is going to be based upon what you've been watching, who you've been listening to. Are you being a good little carbon slave running around here? Or your master card won't be re-upped on. You understand? So this is where we're at, y'all. And that's a fact. Laquad, there's no real ownership here at all. I mean, the curses told us that we're going to be in one of all things from our enemies. Deuteronomy 28:48. So there you go. Renting is now going to be cheaper than owning in all of America's 50 biggest metro cities. They're coming for everything, y'all. Look at it. These 220 plus bank branches have closed so far in 2024. So over 220 see, that's a tongue twister. Bank branches. That's in 2024. We're only in what, April, starting Monday? We haven't even got to 4 months. 3 months. Over 220 bank branches have closed in 3 months. let alone what went on last year. And guess who's going to be the one scooping up all of these accounts, scooping up all these banks once they fully collapse? Guys like JP Morgan, Chase, who are saying, we're coming in with a new banking system that's going to involve your biometrics, and you're going to be able to buy and sell if you roll with this. You understand? You see the collapse happening. I'm showing you. Get ready. Look, Britain risks losing power to control future lockdowns to the WHO. So now they're talking about Britain is already saying that they're going to have to allow the WHO, the World Health Organization, to control all of the laws of the country and the land. So an outside governmental agency is going to be the ones who's going to come in and they're going to control everything when it comes to the next lockdown. So be it from economic collapse, or they're going to say it's going to be because of the environment, climate control. We're going to climate lockdowns, or it's going to be because of the financial collapse. Oh, we're going to need to lock it down. Or here comes a new plague. We're going to need to lock everything down. Governments now are going to be risking losing their power, saying the WHO is controlling the shots. You can't, go to your local politician. You can't go to your local mayor's office saying, why we got to do this? Too late. An outside entity is going to control it all, i.e. the WEF, NWO, elites, the rest. Look, Britain risks signing away its powers over pandemic policy to, quote, unelected World Health Organization officials. MPs have warned it is feared that the new, quote, pandemic treaty, which is currently being drawn up by the UN agency, could bounce the UK into locking down society faster during a future global health crisis. Critics warn that member states could be pressured into following the agency's instructions when responding to pandemics under the treaty, including by introducing vaccine passports, border closures, and quarantine measures. So just know that they already are ready to sign over power to World Health Organizations and everything else, telling us, save us, tell us what to do. And all of a sudden now, your constitutional rights and everything else have been signed over because of a global emergency, and there's been a treaty that's signed that you can't do what you want to do anymore. So it's all happening. Look, it's hearty, it's meaty, it's mold. It's another article where they're talking about, oh, we're going to give you a new alternative of what you can eat. Don't worry about the bugs. Don't worry about eating poop burgers and recyclable water and everything else. Yeah, we're going to start making meat out of mold, and that's going to be available through your carbon credit and your biometric payment system. You can't get the organic beef or chicken. That's not available anymore. It's not sustainable. It's going to hurt the earth. You're going to have to make these choices right now. GMO everything. This is why we need to be saved. I mean, this is why we need to be in complete repentance, man, and praying that we're delivered out of this madness, because it's coming down the pipeline. Mold is going to be the new meat. Look, with animal-free dairy products and convincing vegetarian meat substitutes already on the market, it's easy to see how biotechnology can change the food industry. Advances in genetic engineering are allowing us to harness microorganisms to produce cruelty-free products that are healthy for consumers and healthier for the environment. See, you want to be you want to save the earth? Save the earth. Remember, back this. Get with the microorganisms, man. Let's make mold out of meat. Look down here. Vayuhil Miani is working to unlock the richly diverse genomes of fungi to engineer them into meat alternatives. Here he holds petri dishes of growing fungi. The one on the left is the original mold. The right has been engineered using the team's new CRISPR-Cas9 toolkit. See, this is geoengineered. This is real mold. They're seeing how they can duplicate it and make it and manipulate it into being meat that's going to be served on the plates in the near future. Iowa mayor warns of a damage from Tyson's food cutting plant. 1,300 jobs, says the meat packer is not replacing American workers with cheap migrants. There was a big controversy going on with that. They were saying that Tyson's food was going to be closing or cutting 1,300 jobs and replacing them with migrants. They're coming out saying, no, we're not doing that. But you are going to be out of work, you know. But I thought the economy was great, man. Everything's looking good. The Tyson's food, they were talking about compromising their food too. So there you go. Puerto Rico declares a health emergency over dengue. We talked about that a week or so ago, about the bubonic plague, dengue fever, all these damn plagues hitting America again. So now Puerto Rico is now declaring a health emergency from this dengue fever going on. So America is definitely getting hit with the plagues. Men are becoming less fertile, and we may finally know why. Well, I think we've discussed why. Remember last time we talked about, I read you the book out of eco science and all of that? They've been planning on depopulating. You understand? Now they're just trying to address it. Oh yeah, men are becoming less fertile, man. No wonder, every other commercial is talking about, some male and performance pills and everything else. The young cats, man, can't get it up no more and all of that. Women are becoming less desired for, I don't want to get too graphic. You know what I'm talking about. Something is happening biologically and physiologically, man. People ain't engaging like they used to. Check the food, the water, check all that stuff. You know where it all boils down to. Oh, look at this. Church attendance has declined in most U.S. religious groups. All praise to the Most High. People are looking for the truth, man. They're getting up out of these damn hellholes and getting up off the drugs of Christianity, Catholicism, and Mormonism, and everything else. Our people are starting to realize, hey, you know what? It's time for the truth. People are looking for a right path of truth. That's why we're seeing an awakening within the children of Israel. 3 in 10 U.S. adults attend religious services regularly, led by Mormons at 67%. As Americans observe Ramadan and prepare to celebrate Easter and Passover, the percentage of adults who report regularly attending religious services remains low. 3 in 10 Americans say they attend religious services every week, which is 21%, or almost every week is only 9%, while 11% report attending about once a month. Now, this is a departure from the churches, but a lot of people are descending more into wickedness and evil. But at the same time, it's opportunity for the children, for the men of Israel, man, and the sisters and the daughters of Israel who's following after righteous ways to be examples to the flock, to reel them in, because they're leaving them churches in droves. They're getting up out of there, man. That's why the churches are panicking. That's why they're running around with their, the Christian apologists are trying to save and plug up holes in the boat. And, the Hebrew Israelites debunked. The Israelites are lying. Don't go over there. Don't listen to them. God loves everybody. We ain't got to keep the laws. Don't do it. You can't do nothing against the truth but for the truth. Thus saith the Lord. All right. Last one, man. Love bugs. Trillions of bugs that swarm in a once per 221 years mating frenzy in weeks. The last happened to the founding fathers. So historically, these bugs, they're called cicada bugs. They look kind of like they look a little bit like why even say what they look like when I can just look at my phone? Why not? Why not? See him here? There's getting ready to be a large swarm of them, man. They're talking about in the billions, maybe in the high hundreds of millions. It's mating season, and every 220 years, every 200 plus years, they do it. This hasn't happened since the so-called founding fathers of America. So America's only been hit with a plague like this one other time. And here comes another one. Right after the quote-unquote, you know, eclipse and everything else going on. Here's some more signs for America to be acknowledging. So all over here, East Coast, Midwest, down south. Now they're saying, hey, they're not harmful to the environment, to the people. They're just trying to get out there and procreate, right? But they say that once they die and they fall off, man, that's when all the vermin and the damn rats and roaches and mice and field mice, they're going to start coming out, flooding all over the place, eating and trying to scoop up the remains, you know. But prepare for a plague of cicada bugs that's getting ready to come in, and it ain't happened in over 200 years. So that's something also to take note with America getting hit with the plagues as before. As second as the 15 lets us know, you know, a lot going on, y'all. A lot going on. We done had a cold little marathon, man. This is, I think, might be the longest DSTM I've done. We're at 3 hours and 15 minutes almost, 3 hours and 10 minutes. All praise to the Most High. There you go. You already know, Koha. He's on it. He is on it, right? All praises, man. So, you know, with that being said, man, your brother's gonna go ahead on and sign off. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, man. Hopefully, everybody got some understanding, got some edification, got some information that you could take, build, share this with your brothers and your sisters out there, man. They have no idea what's getting ready to come down the pipeline. It's our jobs as watchmen and you know, prophets and seers to you know, warn our people ahead of time, because when that proverbial ish hits the fan, it's gonna be too late. So Lord willing, man, we stay in the right frame of mind, stay in the spirit, fear the Most High, keep the commandments, don't shoot the messenger. Another deal, man. Y'all be well, take care. Shabbat shalom. Until the next time.